Good day, and welcome to the Impact Investing Show with your host, Samuel Ikhinmwin. Guys, it's episode 63. I'm really looking forward to today's show because we got one special announcement. We got two special announcements. Let me get rid of the first special announcement straight away because that way we only have one special announcement to focus on. All right, is that a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea? Let me know in the chat whether you're live with us or if you're watching on the replay if you think that's a good idea. All right, first special announcement. This week it was my birthday. All right, so I celebrated in style as you do, enjoying with friends, family, and the closest ones to me. Now, check this out. Because that announcement's out of the way, I can focus on saying we have one special announcement throughout today's show. So if you're brand new to the channel, a great big welcome to you. If you're someone who's been here before, let me know in the chat by using the term ready to go or being here before that you are absolutely ready to go for tonight's show. Guys, I'm telling you, the announcement we're going to make on today's show, you are going to be looking forward to it, especially if you're one of those people who've been rocking with us for some time, one of those people who know how much value we provide on the show, one of those people who are always ready to go. Then this is exactly the show you want because it's going to be value packed. Let me even say this to you. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Side by side with that, why don't you share today's video with one or two people that you know, in order for those people to be partakers, in order for them to be made aware of the information we're about to share. Okay, do you think that sounds like a good idea? Let me know. I would like to know if you think that sounds like a good idea. All right, now other people can engage and participate in what's about to basically be announced on today's show. I might, depending on how the engagement is, I might just leave it to the end of the show. I might not even let you guys know until the end of the show. That just depends on the engagement. Let me see if you guys are hitting that like button, if you guys are speaking to me, letting me know what's going on in your world as it pertains to property investing, then I might just let you know early. But again, like I said, this specific show, episode 63, we have a special announcement to make, and I think you guys are extremely going to enjoy that special announcement. It's just very relevant in terms of where we are in the landscape of property and what's taking place. I think there's quite a few people who tune into our show on a regular basis who are going to hear that special announcement that I'm making later on. And again, I've told you, it's not that my birthday was this week. I've shared that straight off the top of the show. Those of you who haven't said happy birthday to me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever else it is, let me know your happy birthday wishes in the chat. I'm open to them. I've got so many people saying happy birthday to me this year. It's really amazing. I'm really grateful. So guys, thank you. If you're someone who's already said happy birthday and wished me well, I appreciate you. Lots of love to you in your direction and to you and yours as well. All right, so like I said, episode 63, jam-packed show. You guys are going to have to wholly engage. Let me use that term. You're going to have to wholly engage in order for you guys to find out what the special delivery is that I've got for you guys today. This is something that's going to help every single person who tunes into our channel, every single person who wants to be a part of what we're doing to move further, faster in their property investing journey. Now, like I said, I'll say it again. If you are brand new to the channel, welcome to the Impact Property Show. This is the place where you get creative property investing on demand. If you've never heard of that before, that's because you ain't been here before. So you need to be really comfortable with understanding that this is the channel where you can learn how to invest in property with little or none of your own money, how you can invest in property without necessarily investing too much time, where you can learn how to invest in property even if you got that money and you've not got that time, but you don't know how to find those deals. This is the place where we basically help you with all of those things. And that's why we tell you that, guys, this is the place where you get creative property investing on demand. Now, today's episode 63. I'm extremely looking forward to today's show. The team have been pumped with today's show and the kind of stuff we've put together for today's show because the team like it when we do new things. The team like it when we come out and we say, you know what, we're going to be doing something new today. The team love that stuff. So guys, I hope you're ready, like the team are ready for some new stuff that's going to really help us move further, faster in your property investing journey. I've got Mandy in the chat. Mandy said, good evening. She's listening in from the car at work and she says, happy birthday, Mandy. Thank you for your happy birthday wishes. I do hope that the team have been in touch with you because I know you reached out to us a couple of weeks ago and the team said that they were going to be reaching out to you too. Now, guys, I don't know if I can just go 100 miles per hour today because I want to share it, guys. I want to share it. I just want you guys to understand the depth of the power of what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Not only our special announcement, we got a great show lined up for you today. But like I said, you might want to press share. You might want a few other people involved in this show today, just so that you can get the special announcement fully. Okay, because it's one thing announcing it, it's another thing making sure you can get it. But like I said, guys, this is episode 63, and some people are going to be asking why we are here. And the reason we're here is in order to help you guys move further faster with your property investing journey. And to get to episode 63, this took a real journey, guys. Just for me to be very transparent with you guys, it took a real journey for us to get here. And that journey started in 2020. In the year 2020, when I used to host one of the largest networking events for property investors in the UK. And at that networking event, we would attract over 100 people on a regular monthly basis who would come and participate and come and be a part of what we were doing at our networking event. I would invite speakers, I would say, world-class speakers, I would declare, that would come and share their property journey, share their insights, share their tips. And we was doing this on a monthly basis, 2 speakers every single month, giving you guys insights, showing you guys how to move further faster in your property investing journey. And then what happened in the year 2020. We were told that we needed to lock down. We were told that we needed to sit down and stay at home. And as a direct result, everything migrated to online. Now that wasn't too bad, okay? That wasn't too bad. I've got Nicola from FP Comms in the chat. She says, hi Samuel, hi Nicola, great to have you on today's show. Today's show, we got a nice surprise, Nicola. I think you might even be looking forward to it as well. So again, thank you for joining us. And guys, those of you who haven't hit that like button, but you've been here before, you know what to do. You know how much value is going to be on this show. And I've told you, we got 2 special announcements. Not only my birthday, we've got that one out of the way. We got one more special announcement to share with you, which might get revealed at the end of the show if I don't get enough people engaging with me on tonight's show. So guys, let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're here. All right, I need to see if you guys are here. I got my man Sean in the chat. I should just get the chat on. We should just get the chat on and see what's popping off right now. Like I said, guys, if you haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, you know what to do, and press that bell notification. But I got my man SG, big up Samuel, Sean in the chat. Great to have you on, Sean. Great to have Nicola from FP Comms. Great to have Mandy on the show. Guys, this is a show, guys. 63. This might just be one of those to remember. I don't know if it's because it was my birthday this week. I don't know, but I'm telling you, today might just be one of those to remember. So I want to encourage you to do something. Hit that share button. Let other people know what's going on in tonight's show. Today, we're going to be speaking about 3 ways to fund your property deal. So this is very key for a lot of people. 3 ways to fund your property deal. You like that green, guys? You like that green? New straps for the smartwatch. You like that green? I like that green. It matches with the waistcoat. All right, yeah, that's enough me talking about clothes. Let's jump straight in. So yes, like I said, in 2020 was hosting one of the largest networking events in the UK for property investors. We would attract over 100 people every single month to our networking event, and we would have 2 amazing speakers every single month who would share their insights, tips, and highlights on how they've basically managed to grow a successful property portfolio. Now, in 2020, we were told we had to lock down. We were told we couldn't move around the way we were used to moving around. Even though at the beginning of every show, I'm moving around. We were told that. And basically, as a direct result, we got locked down. And because we got locked down, what I decided to do is I said to my team, look, guys, I'm getting WhatsApp messages. I'm getting LinkedIn messages. I'm getting Facebook messages. I'm getting Instagram messages. I'm getting messages coming from every direction, thick and fast. And what I want us to do is help all of these people that are asking me questions, all of these people that need the strategy to get through the storms they were going through in their property investing journey. So I said to the team, what can we do to keep helping these people? What can we do to make sure that these people still are able to move forward in their property investing journey? And this is why you need to have a great team, guys. Those of you who don't have a team yet in your property investing business or in your property investing journeys, guys, listen, I'm telling you, you need to have a great team, okay? And I can help you build a team, but I'm just telling you, before we even get into all of that, you need to have a great team. Now, why am I telling you need to have a great team? One simple reason. My team said very powerful words to me when I told them that I wanted to support the people that were messaging me, the people that were texting me. Now look, usually under normal circumstances, you know what my team would say? They'd say, tell them to book a call. They've got the link, impactproperties.co.uk/booking. Tell them to book a call. They can book a strategy call. They can book a coaching call. But my team said something different. They said, you know what, Samuel, don't even think about telling them to book a call. Do something that nobody else is doing. Make yourself available. These were the words they said to me. They said, make yourself available on a regular basis so that each of those people who are having trouble to strategize through their storms can basically get their answers. And thus, the strategy in the storm was the first embryonic phase of this show that we started in 2020. And since then, we have helped hundreds of property investors, property newbies, whatever you want to call these people. Some people very advanced, some people starting out, some people at different levels who have tuned into the show, asked their question. We've got people who are developers who have tuned in and asked their questions. We've got people who are just starting out. We've got people at all myriads of the journey basically saying, Samuel, how do I do the next thing? How do I do the next thing? How do I do this next thing? And we've been helping you guys to do that. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we want to keep on doing. So this is what we do on this show, guys. We are here to help you move further, faster in your property investing journey. So now you know what we're here to do. You know what you got to do. You got to decide. You want to stay here? You want to be a part of what we're doing here? Or you want to bounce? It's up to you. But if you want to be a part of what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button, press that like button, and be a part of what we're doing, because we are definitely here to support you to move forward on your property investing journey. Now. Okay, I'm not getting enough engagement in the chat. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Let me bring the chat back on the screen. I'm just saying, guys. I'm not getting enough engagement in the chat. I'm wondering if I should just take a pause, take a break, maybe share some news. Because we've got a very fantastic announcement to share with you guys today. So if you guys don't want to engage, if you don't want to let me know, Samuel, I want the news. Samuel, I'm interested in what you got. Samuel, I want to hear what's the surprise. Guys, if you don't want to know, you don't want to know. But because it was my birthday week, I said, you know what, we need to do something fresh. And my team said, you know what, Samuel, you don't even have to do something fresh. You got so many ideas. You don't have to do something fresh. So what I realized is there was something I wanted to give you guys some time back. Some time back. This was probably the 21st, if I want to be accurate, the 21st, 22nd of January, 2021 was when I decided I wanted to give you guys this. So we are 6 months in the future from that point. Okay, we're even beyond 6 months in the future. When we finished our 21 days of your property investing success in January of 2021, okay, the thought came to me that I should give you guys even more value. All right. And that is what I'm going to be announcing later on today as your special gift. Okay, because I got a lot of gifts for my birthday. So I should give some gifts to my community. I think that makes sense. If that makes sense, just let me see the words "makes sense" in the chat. Now, one thing I want you guys to do for me, I'm going to say this. You see right here, you see this live chat right here. I want this box filled up all the way to where it says, don't forget to leave a comment and say hi. Even if what you're going to say is hi, I want this box filled up right now, guys. I want this box filled up. I want people talking to me because I want to know that I'm not going to share this surprise with myself. I'm sharing this surprise not only with Nicola from FP Comms, not only with Mandy who's tuning in from the car, not only with Sean. I'm sharing this surprise with the community. So guys, if you are watching this right now, I want you to tune in, write a comment. Look what it says right there. Don't forget to leave a comment and say hi. Say hi, guys. Say something in the chat. I got Nicola from FP Comms who says it makes sense. I agree. It makes sense. So let's make it make sense even more, guys. Let's work together. Let's move this thing to a whole nother level. Now, before I jump into tonight's show, let me share with you guys some of the things we've been speaking about over the last few weeks. So for those of you who are pressing share right now so other people can jump onto this video, they're going to be able to have a clear insight into the kind of stuff we discuss on the show. So let me know, guys. Let me know. I got John in the chat. John's jumped up in the chat. I'm feeling it. John says hi. John, a great big hi to you also. All right, this is what I'm talking about, guys. We're nearly there. I think I need about 5 more, 10 more comments. I don't know, 5 more, 10 more comments. And listen, guys, I'm going to say this. If there aren't enough people in the stream, that means we're not hitting share. That means we're not telling people, listen, Samuel Ikhinmwin is about to drop a little announcement, which every single person who's tuning in, who's interested in property slightly or majorly needs to be a part of. So, guys, I need this comment box filled up. I'm just going to say it one more time. I need this comment box filled up. Now, John, let me know something before I go deeper into tonight's show. Are you new? Is this your first time tuning in? If it is, just write the word new in the chat. Let me know, John, if you are new. We always like to greet those people who are brand new by letting them know that you're welcome here. And also those people who have been here before, you know, guys, I got love for my community, so I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. John says, yes, he is new. John, welcome to the stream. This is the Impact Properties channel, and this is the Impact Property Show, where we help you get creative property investing on demand. So you are in the right place if you're looking at using property as a vehicle for financial freedom, independence. I don't really like the financial freedom word, because really you should just be free anyway, but let's keep going throughout the show anyway. Now, for those of you who are tuning in who haven't been with us over the last couple of weeks for whatever reason, maybe, you know, the dog lit the sofa on fire, I don't know, maybe Matt Hancock caught your attention and as a result you weren't at home when you should have been, I don't know. For any single person, okay, yeah, I go there. For every single person, we got Nicola from FP Comms who says, welcome John. For every single person who's missed the last couple of weeks shows, let me go straight in. These are some of the things we've been speaking about. Oh my gosh, I just noticed Nicola from FP Comms dropping the welcome bomb on John actually took us to one more comment away from filling up this box. So guys, let's keep going. Let's fill up the line. I want real engagement on today's show. I want you guys to let me know, Samuel, we're with you today. We're with you. We got the energy the way you've got the energy. Oh my gosh, John put it in. Hello, I'm interested in the minimum amount that I can invest. Then you are in the right show, John. I don't know if you watched from the exact beginning of tonight's show, but you are definitely in the right place, and John has actually filled up the box. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. We got real engagement going on today, and we need more real engagement for today's show, because I'm going to be sharing with you guys a special surprise. And for John, let me tell you something. The surprise I'm going to mention on today's show, maybe at the end of the show, it depends how you guys treat me tonight. It depends on if you guys are really rocking with me or if you're not rocking with me. But let me listen, I got to tell the people in the back, this is how deep this is getting. For my people in the back, all right, for my people in the back, if you guys are rocking with me on tonight's show, when I mention the surprise I got for you, when I mention the free, I'm going to say it again, free, F-R-E-E, because, you know, sometimes people think they're going to have to pay. When I mention the free gift I'm going to be giving away to you, you're going to thank me. You might as well say thank you in the chat now. I'm just telling you, you're going to thank me, because I'm always over delivering, but I'm telling you, the value I have in store for you guys on tonight's show is going to be of extreme value to you. So like I said, if you haven't hit that share button, hit that share button. Let a few other people from the community jump onto this live stream and know that Samuel Ikhinmwin is giving value away like it's free. Oh, I'm feeling it. All right. Now, for those of you who are brand new to the show and those of you who have missed a couple of the episodes, like I mentioned, the Hancock scenario, like I also mentioned, maybe your dog lit the sofa on fire. That's all cool. What we're going to be doing is this. Oh my gosh, Nicola's already quick to the chase. Thank you in advance. You're most welcome, Nicola. This is what we do. For those of you who haven't been on the last shows, these are some of the titles of the last shows we've had. Episode 62. Okay, very powerful episode, guys, might I add. Last week's episode, very powerful episode. I spoke about the 3 keys to every sale. Okay, and if you missed that episode, I would advise you, I would encourage you at some point to go and watch that episode, the 3 keys to every sale. Now, if you've ever bought anything in your life, which is everyone, even my children, okay, my oldest, who's 7 years old, she's bought something in her life. I guarantee you, if you've ever bought anything in your life, whether it be 1p or £1 million, you need to go and watch that video, episode 62 of the Impact Property Show, the 3 keys to every sale. I break down in that stream last week, okay, 3 keys that you need to understand so that you can use, and how to use them in order to negotiate on property deals. Okay, so the 3 keys to every sale is what we covered last week. Now, one of our other previous recent episodes, we spoke about cryptocurrency and property, and I know that was an extremely valuable episode as well, because I had so many people reaching out to me. Listen, let me tell you something, guys. Some of you have no idea some of the things that people say to me when they reach out to me after we do some of these episodes. Like, sometimes it actually astonishes me, but it reminds me, hold on a minute, if you've got the community talking about it, you're the actual environment where people are going to feel comfortable to respond and speak about it. I had someone reach out to me, okay, check this out. I had someone reach out to me after that episode on cryptocurrency and property and say to me, Samuel, I've made a lot of money from cryptocurrency and I'm trying to buy some property. Can you help me? Okay, guys, let me tell you something. It is real. We live in a real world. Okay, we live in a real world with real situations and scenarios going on. I got my man Yogesh Patel in the chat. He says, "Hi everyone, Yogesh, hi to you. Great to see you on the stream again. Hope you're buckling your seatbelt to get some value." I've just shared with the community, Yogesh, if you just jumped on, that I'll be sharing a surprise on today's episode later on in the show, and it's all based on the amount of engagement I get. That's why the chat's up straight away. All right, so based on the amount of engagement I get throughout tonight's show, I will be sharing with you guys a mighty surprise, which I think is going to be of extreme value for many, many, many of you. Look, let me ask this question before I even go further. If you have participated, or let me even say it like this, if you were live with me during the 21 days of your property investing success, okay, if you were live with me, if you jumped on any one of the 21 days of your property investing success videos, or if you've watched any of the 21 days of your property investing success videos that we did from the 1st of January to the 21st of January, because I entered the year 2021 and said I want to help more people use property as a vehicle to become financially free. So I'm going to stream live for 21 days, giving free value on the 21 principles and secrets I've used to get where I am in my property journey. If you were engaged in that content in any way, shape or form, what I want you to do is just write the number 21 in the chat. Okay, let me see some 21s in the chat. If you write the number 21 in the chat, then I know you have either watched the live or replayed one or more of the episodes of the 21 days of your property investing success. And listen, if you're brand new and you've never heard of the fact that Samuel Ikhinmwin did 21 days straight live streaming, giving value 1 to 2 hours of content every single day for 21 days, from the 1st to the 21st of January. If you're brand new and you're only hearing this for the first time, links in the description. Okay, let's make it easy. Links in the description. In the description of this video are the links for you to go and jump on. All right, are the links for you to go and be a part of what we're doing there and what we always do as we help people move further, faster in their property investing journey. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm feeling this. Okay, I am feeling this now. I got Nicola FP Comms, always quick on the chat. She says 21. Let me see who else, guys. Let me see who else participated in the 21 days of your property investing success, whether it was via live stream or whether you tuned in on the replay. Let me know, please. Okay, all right, now let's get back to it. So some of the previous episodes we had the 3 keys to every sale. Powerful episode. Okay, that was episode 62, last week's episode. Those of you who missed it, when you get time, go watch that. 2 hours of flaming hot content. All right, we then had crypto and property, which I just spoke about a moment ago, one of the previous episodes. Then we had 4 ways to improve your property investment journey. Listen, let me tell you something. That episode was just fire. That's one of those episodes where you say put the fire in the chat. Okay, 4 ways to improve your property investing journey. That episode was fire. Okay, so there's just some of the previous episodes we've had. All right, so those of you who haven't engaged with that content, guys, you need to go and engage with that content. That content is going to, as my coach used to say, set you every which way but loose. Okay, so those of you who are rocking with me, who understand what I'm talking about, that content is going to set you every which way but loose. Now listen, I'm gonna say it again for the last time. If you haven't written a hi in the chat and you're rocking with me, let me see a hi in the chat. I want to see who's rocking with me on tonight's show. We want a lot of engagement on tonight's show so I can feel comfortable giving you guys the kind of value that I give you guys. All right, I've got Nicole from Fresh Connections. Welcome, Nicole. Great to have you on the show. She says, hi, Samuel. Hi, Nicole. Great to have you on tonight as well. Guys, it's gonna be on tonight. Listen, I'm giving the game away. Okay, I'm giving the game away. If you're interested in property, especially if you're a beginner, I apologize for those of us who are more advanced, but those of us who are more advanced, if you use the kind of things I'm giving out, you're gonna even become more advanced. But I'm giving the game away, guys. In January of 2021, I gave the game away. I gave you 21 days of content free. Okay, Nicola from FP Comms, she's already put 21 in the chat. She's showing I was there for the 21 days, and she's still here in June. All right, so guys, I want you to know I'm giving the game away. All right, let's see what's gonna happen. All right, so let's keep pushing forward. So those are some of the previous episodes we had. We had the 3 keys to every sale, we had crypto and property, and we had 4 ways to improve your property investment journey. I'm not even going to regurgitate the information I shared in that live stream. Go watch the live streams, guys. These live streams are for you. That's why I provide them for free. That's why I jump on for free. Let me tell you what my team's been telling me, okay? Because I want you guys to know what happens behind the scenes. Let's get the behind the scenes camera on so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me tell you guys what my team have been telling me. Listen, guys. You're behind the scenes now, okay? My team have been telling me that we should time these streams, okay? I want you to think about that. My team have been telling me, Samuel, listen, you know, when you get on value, you just don't come off value. So as a result, we should time the streams. We should make the streams time, maybe for 60 minutes, maybe for 90 minutes, maybe just for 120 minutes. You should time the streams. Let me tell you something, guys. If we time these streams every single week, we time out. Okay, I'm just telling you, because I've always got more value than any amount of time you're going to give me. So we would time out. So if you think we should time these streams, and limit you guys to 60 minutes, limit you guys to 45 minutes, limit you guys to some time period, and let me know in the chat. But if you're like me and you think, you know what, Samuel, just give the value. Just keep giving the value the way you give the value. Let me see the term keep the value in the chat. All right. So they're the two options we got right now. We got keep the value. Okay. We've got keep the value versus the other option, which is time the stream versus keep the value. Let me know what you think, guys. And those of you who are hitting like, thank you. Because let me tell you something, just the same way, all right, that Nicola from FPCom said thank you in advance. I'm telling you guys, I'm thanking you in advance on behalf of the people that are going to get the value from the surprise we're going to mention later on today, because you're hitting that like button. Now, chat is coming thick and fast. If you haven't hit that like already, you know what to do. So let's keep going further on in the show. Now, first and foremost, don't forget to leave a hi in the comments if you haven't already. If you are rocking with me, let me know. It'll be great to greet you, say welcome to you, and let you know that you're a part of this community. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is a community, guys, and when you hit like, when you comment on these videos, whether it be live right here with me or whether it be on the replay down below in the comments, what you do is you tell YouTube this content is for other people. You tell YouTube, you know what, I'm not greedy, I want to share. Other people who are interested in property can learn from this stuff, so share it with them as well. So guys, all you got to do is hit that like button, comment, etc, subscribe to the channel, and then you're helping the whole community on the whole. Now, going further, okay, let's jump into the comments, see if we've got anything that we need to address straight away, and then we are going to jump straight into tonight's show. Tonight's show, I shared with you guys, we're going to be sharing 3 ways, not 1, not 2, but 3 ways. Let me say that one more time, reel it up close. Not 1, not 2, but 3 ways. We're going to be sharing 3 ways that you can fund your property investing deals. Everybody's got deals, okay? Everybody's got deals, even if you haven't found them, even if you haven't seen them. And for those of you who don't know how to find great property deals, I'm going to give you our key resource today, which is going to help you do that also. So let's see what's happening in the stream. We got Nicola from FPCom. She says, I think that is a great idea to time these streams just because it gives us enough time to take in what you have given the previous week. But the information is always appreciated. Nicola, thank you ever so much for your comment. And I can tell you one thing, Mrs. I Can Win, besides the rest of the team, Mrs. I Can Win is going to appreciate you just for that comment, and I'm sure the women in the stream know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, now let's keep going. We got Yogesh. He's thrown a question in the chat. Oh my gosh, Yogesh also says, I look forward to the surprise. Yogesh, I'm glad you look forward to the surprise, because I'm telling you, this surprise is let me stop now. Let me stop. I've spoken enough. Let me stop on harping on the surprise. Okay, let me stop harping on about the surprise. But guys, I'm looking forward to announcing to you guys what we're doing again for free in order to help you guys move further faster in your property investing journey. All right, I got the questions coming through. Is it only Yogesh who's thrown a question in so far? All right, we got John in the chat. John says he's interested in the minimum amount that he can invest. We can touch on that. John, if that's a question, if that's a specific question, let us know. Just put the letter Q before your question, typically on the show, and we'll be able to answer that question for you. And yes, this is a live Q&A, so we do answer questions throughout the show. Sometimes we turn on the phone lines. Today we won't be turning on the phone lines because I'm going to be sharing some real value with you guys around the 3 ways that you can fund your property deals. But guys, again, if you're tuned in and you haven't hit that like button, if you're tuned in and you haven't subscribed, if you're tuned in and you haven't hit the bell notification, guys, you can do all of that right now and let us know that you are getting value. All right, so John said, yes, it is a question. All right, so I'm going to come back to that in a moment, okay? Because that question, unless you're going to clarify and ask a real clear question, that question is slightly ambiguous. But if I use some of the stuff we're going to talk about in tonight's show, that's going to help you build up an ideology for me to then give you the answer in a way that's really, really going to be meaningful. I don't want to just give you a blanket answer because it's kind of a general question and then you don't have enough hot sauce to go and make things happen. Hopefully that makes sense to you, John, and the rest of you who are with us on the stream. So guys, look, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. For those of you who haven't hit that high, hit high, guys. Hit high, right high in the chat. Let me know that you're with me. Great to have new people on the stream, such as John. Great to have a number of people who have been with us before, such as Nicola, Nicole, Yogesh, and everyone else, Mandy, everyone else who's on the stream for tonight's show. Guys, if you're on the stream and you haven't said hi yet, please say hi in the chat. Let me know that you're rocking with us. Now, guys, I'm going to ask you this before we go deeper. Do you want, okay, I love this, John. You're gonna find yourself right at home here. I'm telling you that. John says, I'm waiting impatiently. It makes sense. I love that. I love that. I love that. Listen, you're in the right place, John, so we're here to help you. All right, guys, let me ask you this question. Should I answer the questions first or should I go into the value first? Okay, it's up to you. V for value, okay? If you want me to go into the value, the share I've got for you guys today, the free ways to fund any deal, let me see V's coming into the chat. If you want me to go into the questions first, I think I've got about 2 questions in the chat, maybe more. Then let me see Q in the chat and then I can go into the question. Obviously, Yogesh has hit with the Q because he's asked the question. That makes sense to me. But guys, let me know. Let me get a few people. Like I said, we need engagement on today's show in order for you guys to get, you know, what you're supposed to get today. So Nicholas, again, powerfully put, both are valuable. I agree with that. Answering the questions is going to be extremely valuable as well as going through the value. So guys, let me know. I got questions and I got both are valuable. So I'm going to go straight into the questions because that's what I've got from you guys. Remember guys, this is a show for you. So you guys have got to let me know. We like it when you guys steer the show. That allows us to give you even more value based on what you guys are looking to do. And funnily enough, actually, what we're going to be sharing in terms of the surprise later actually is going to give you guys an element where you can actually choose as well. So with that being said, I guess the first question literally really is John's question, okay? Because he said it was a question. So in that regard, we'll go into John's question. And after finishing John's question, we'll then go into the question I saw from Yogesh. And if there's other questions that have come in, we'll then go into those questions before we jump into the share for today's show. So John asked the question, okay? Quite a powerful question. John asked the question. He's interested in the minimum amount that he can invest. All right. So we're going to jump into this. All right. I'm going to kind of rephrase this or reframe this. Okay. And I'm going to have to do that because in order for me to answer this question effectively, I have to kind of reframe it. Okay. So we're going to change John's statement. He's interested in the minimum amount he can invest into what is the least amount of money I can invest into property. Okay. What is the least amount of money I can invest into property? Now, if you guys are happy with me to make that slight alteration, I'm going to use that question in order to answer John's specific statement. Okay. So John asks inadvertently, what is the least amount of money I can invest into property? Now, the answer to that, okay, is actually £1. Okay. That's the actual real answer. And like I said, I don't want to give you a blanket answer because if I give you a blanket answer, the problem with that is it's not enough for you to do something with. So I'm going to have to go slightly in depth into this, but I want you guys to understand. Now, there are such things in property that we call option agreements, okay? And option agreements come generally in 2 types. We have option agreements and then we have lease option agreements. An option agreement is an agreement which gives you the right to control a property and buy that property in the future for some amount of money. So for example, if you took an option on a house and you signed an option agreement, the lowest amount that you could exchange on an option agreement is £1, okay, is £1. Now, I'm going to add this so you get even clearer on this. In order to have an option agreement written up or drafted for you, you may need to employ the services of solicitors, okay? So if you do employ the services of solicitors, those specific solicitors, all right, will have to charge you something. They might charge you £395. They might charge you anything up to £2,000, depending on where they're based and depending on what kind of service they're offering you. But I can tell you, you could have a solicitor draft you an option agreement for less than £500. I see Yogesh's comment in the chat. Yogesh says £500 in crowdfunding like crowd property. Nope. Okay, nope. Less than £500. Okay, so with less than £500, you can have a solicitor draft you an option agreement, and you can exchange £1 to make that option agreement legally binding. So let's just roughly say you had an option agreement written for you for £395. That was your solicitor's fees. Then you add on £1, that's £396 to invest in property, to take control of a property. Now, there's other things you can do. We've got a video that we did recently in November. I think it was the tail end of 2020. That video is called How to Invest in Property in 2021 and Beyond. And in that video, what I did is I broke down these two big concepts of ownership and control. And I was basically explaining that there are ways to control properties for a lot less than the ways you have to own properties. So again, if you go down that route, which is not the route I'm talking about here on the show, but if you do decide to go down that route, then again, you could get a management agreement written for you. A management agreement you could get for as cheap as £195 written by a solicitor. Please bear that in mind. I'm saying written by a solicitor. Now, can you get management agreements cheaper than £195? Of course, but written by a person, okay, or copied from a solicitor. That's slightly different to written by a solicitor. But if you were to go and get a management agreement written up for you, that would allow you also to control a property, okay? And a management agreement is not going to cost you as much as £395, depending on who's writing it for you, how they're drafting it, etc. So the point I'm making is, technically, you could actually invest in property for less than £500. You can gain control of property for less than £500. Now, if you're like me and you're taking control of certain properties which are going to massively cash flow, okay? And this is one of the reasons why in all of the shows, I usually show you guys this. If you are going to cash flow heavily from certain property assets, let's say, for example, I'm just going to make a quick example for you. Let's say you take control of a property using an option agreement, okay? And because you take control of a property using an option agreement, you spend £395 on the option agreement being drafted. You spend an additional £1 on that option agreement being, certified as legal. So you're all in for £396. You're taking control of a property, which you're going to generate, let's say £800 to £1,000. Just for the numbers to be easy, let's say £1,000. You're generating £1,000 a month on that property. And let's assume, for example, that property is a property where your option agreement states you are going to buy that property in 5 years from today. Okay, so now let's run down some maths. Now, if you're with me, guys, you know I say it every single week. I'm going to keep saying it. Make sure you got your pens, make sure you got your pencils, make sure you got your styluses, your notepads, your iPads, whatever you've got, guys. Make sure you can take notes, because if you can't take notes on this show, guys, I don't know what you're here for. You're here to learn. You're here to take this value and go and use it in your property investing journey. And listen, guys, enough people have not hit share right now. I'm just telling you, the amount of value I'm giving just to John's question alone, I'm telling you guys, you need to go and hit share. You need to hit share. You need people learning this stuff, because why is it that only a small handful of people are going to understand the depth of value that I'm sharing with you? All right, that's not fair on all of the other people who want to be a part of this journey. So guys, I want to encourage you, I want to implore you to go and hit share on this video. Let some other people tune in and understand what's going on, especially because of the surprise. But even side by side from that, just the questions that are coming in so far today already are good questions. So people are going to get a lot of value from today's show. Hit that share button on any social media platform you feel comfortable, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's just here on YouTube. Hit the share button on WhatsApp. Let me add that one as well, on WhatsApp. And again, guys, move further, faster in your property investing journey. Nicola from FB Comms asked a powerful question, which is related to this question, but I'm going to finish John's question before I come on to Nicola's question, and I'm going to use Nicola's question as a kind of part B to this question, because I think Nicola's question is very, very powerful. So going back to what I was sharing with John, or from John's question for us all, if you took control of a property, okay, for £395 with an option agreement written by a solicitor, Then you wanted to make that legally binding, so you transferred £1, okay, in order for it to be legally binding. Now, in the contract, it might say something like the exchange of a peppercorn, okay? Now, a peppercorn, hundreds of years ago, was how they would define the smallest denomination of currency. Right now in our country, the smallest recognizable denomination of currency isn't 1p or 5p legally in contractual terms. It's actually £1, okay? So because of that, you would have to exchange at least £1 with that £395 you've paid, obviously, to the solicitor, and that puts you all out for £396. Hope this makes sense, okay? So you've now invested £396. You now have control of a property. Now, let's say the property you now have control of generates £1,000 every single month, okay? And let's say your option agreement says that you can keep hold of that property for 5 years before having to pay to actually take full ownership of the property. Now, this is where it gets very powerful. £1,000 a month times 12 months is £12,000. Times 5 years, we're now talking about £60,000. Tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know if my maths is on, okay? I'm sure my maths is correct, but let's just, again, let me know, guys, if my maths is correct or incorrect. I can even do it here on the calculator. We usually sometimes do it on the on-screen calculator, but it doesn't make a difference. You know what it is. So you're generating £12,000 per annum from this property, which works out to £60,000 a year. Excuse me. Thank you, John. John says to me my maths is correct, which works out to 60,000 over a 5-year period. Now, let me show you why this is powerful, okay? If you were to buy this house now, I'm assuming you're buying this house as an investor. So if you were to buy this house now as an investor, you would have to put down a 25% deposit typically on this property, okay? Now, if you put down a 25% deposit on this property, and let's assume, okay, I'm just saying, just for the sake of assumption, let's assume this property cost £150,000, okay? If the property cost £150,000, then your deposit at 25% would be £37,500, okay? I want you to understand that £37,500 as a 25% deposit. Your deposit on the house, if the house cost £150,000, would be £37,500. Now, why is this powerful? Well, this is powerful because I just showed you how with less than £500 you could control a property, and as long as the terms on that property allowed you to wait 5 years before you have to pay for the property, you would actually generate from £1,000 a month being generated via income on the property. You generate enough to actually pay the deposit to now own the property. All right. Now you could say thank you later, but guys, I'm telling you, this is just one of the strategies that I've used in the past. It's one of the strategies I encourage people to use. It's one of the strategies I tell my coaching clients they need to be using more often, because it allows you to pick up properties for literally free. It allows you to pick up properties for close to nothing. All right. So hopefully that answers your question, John. All right. And John, even if you want to add in a few other things, you might have stamp duty to pay. Let me even put it this way. Even if the property cost 180,000, let's scale it up. Let's say the property doesn't cost 150,000. The average house price in the UK is roughly around 220,000 right now. We covered this around 4 episodes ago. All right. So if the average house price in the UK is roughly around 220,000, you spending 180,000, 150,000 on a property, you're still buying a property in the remit, in the region of the average house price. Now, are we talking about London property? Maybe not. We might be talking about a 1-bedroom flat at best in London, but it doesn't have to be London property in order for you to invest, in order for you to get your foot on the ladder, in order for you to break a generational curse, in order for you to go to a level in your life that your family had never gone to in the UK, for example. So the point I'm making is you could easily control close to £200,000 worth of property with £395 plus £1 to make your agreement legal. Okay, and this is the kind of stuff we coach people on. This is the kind of stuff we teach on the show. So again, John, obviously you're new, you may not know that, but hit that share button, guys. Let other people know the amount of value we are sharing right here. But the point is, if John was to go out there with £396, control a property asset, generate £1,000 a month, if that property cost £180,000 or less, let's even say if that property cost £200,000 or less, he would be in a position from the cash flow alone to basically pay down the deposit of the property, okay, which would be 25% of the value. If the house was 200,000, 25% would be 50,000. He would generate that over the 5 years from £1,000 a month each month on the property. He'll be able to control that property up until a stage where he could use the same money the house generated in order to buy the property. All right. So when people tell me, oh, I can't build a portfolio, they don't have enough money, etc., I want you to understand how erroneous that information is. The problem is they're not in an environment like this. They don't have a mastermind group. They don't have a coach. They don't have insight. They don't know about Team 10. They don't know the 10 key players they need in order to build a successful property power team. That's not necessarily always their fault, but it is their fault when they've heard about it and they still don't go out and get it so they know what they're doing. They don't know about 30 ways in 30 days. They don't know that there are more than 30 property investing strategies you can use to generate income. They don't know that. So if they don't know that, I don't blame them. I just tell them, come and learn. And this is why I tell my community, those of you who are here with me right now, to share this, because there are people who just don't know. Okay, so let's jump into Nicola's part B to John's question before I go into Yogesh's question, which I think is going to be extremely powerful also. Guys, if you're getting value from tonight's show, let me see the letter V, the word value in the chat. Come on, guys. I'm wondering if my community is here or if my community has gone on holiday to Mexico. Apparently, Mexico is one of the green locations on the map, so you can go without having been jabbed by the V word. But I'm talking about V for value right here, but you know what it is. Guys, I'm being very jovial today, as you can tell. It's been an amazing week, obviously celebrating my birthday, so I'm here to have some fun with you guys. I should have brought some birthday cake up to really enjoy with you guys, but unfortunately, I'm not in the business of me eating the cake and you guys not. So I got a V from John in the chat. John, I appreciate you. John is telling me that he's getting value. I got my man Yogesh Patel who's written value in the chat. Thank you to those of you who are getting value. John, ooh, amazing. John goes on to say, thank you. You are most welcome. John, this is what we do on this channel. Our goal is to help you move further faster in your property investing journey. And like I said, the best way to thank me is hit subscribe and press share on the video and let another 100, 200, 300, 400, 5,000 people understand that they can use all of the things we've just shared in order for them to move further faster in their property investing journey as well. All right, so we're going to get Nicola's part 2 to the question. I got Nicole in the chat who says V for value also. Nicole, you are most welcome. This is what we do, and thank you for joining us on tonight's show. Let's go into this. So Nicola from FPCom says, does your answer refer to residential, commercial, or both types of properties? That is a powerful question. It's a very, very good question. Very relevant and pertinent question. So thank you, Nicola, for asking that question. Again, not enough people ask the right question. So I love it when I get really powerful questions in the chat. And this is what we're here for. Okay, so the answer to that question is both. Okay, oh my gosh, here we go. Thank you, Princess. Here we go. Look at this. Guys, I mentioned stuff and it shows up. I've got a cake box here right now with a thank you on it. This is awesome. All right, guys, just because I spoke. Imagine what would happen if you spoke. Imagine if you spoke about how you're going to make this year your property year. Imagine it could happen. It could happen. All right. But, just like that, a whole cake cup appears. All right. So let's keep going into the show. I'm not going to eat this right now. I'm not going to make you guys feel jealous right now. For those of you who like chocolate, that is an Oreo chocolate cake with vanilla cake inside as well. Multiple layers. You can tell I like my food, but it's all good. All right, let's keep going. So Nicola asked the question, does your answer refer to residential, commercial, or both types of properties? Fantastic question. Answer is both, okay? Option agreements are agreements. They're legal structures. So legal structures work with anything and everything. There is no requirement for it to have to be commercial in order for an option agreement to be able to work. And equally, there's no requirement for or no stipulation that if something is a residential property, it can't conform to an option agreement. Okay, so it all works. Listen, guys, let me say this to you because some of you don't know this. These are the things I break down in this resource. Okay, this is why I created this resource, because so many people don't understand that residential property conforms to all of the same constructs as commercial property. Okay, there are very few differences between the two entities. The only main difference is most people live in a residential property, so as a direct byproduct, they just assume that things you can do with commercial property, you can't do with residential property. You can do with either, okay? You can do the same stuff with either. If that's not enough to hit share, guys, I don't know what is. 30 Ways in 30 Days is our key resource that we still give away for free, okay? So you can actually get this for free. Mandy was one of those sharp people last episode. She took us up on the offer. She got this sent to her. This resource right here, absolutely free. Pay for shipping, $7.95 or something like that, and get that shipped to your house and start to understand that there's not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 29, but more than 30 ways that you can actually invest in property and generate revenue from property. So guys, again, this is the reality. All right. So Nicola, hopefully that answers your question. John and Nicola, what we usually do on the channel, Nicola knows this already. Whenever we answer a question, we usually ask for a star rating. Okay, so could you give us stars on your answer? So John, for your question, you know, what's the least amount of money I can invest in property that I created out of your statement? Let me know how many stars that question gets in terms of, how many stars the answer that I gave you gets from you. And Nicola as well, for your part B, does this refer to residential or commercial? Let me know also how many stars you would give to those answers. All right, now let's find Yogesh's question and jump into that. Yogesh, one of our viewers for a long time, who's always on the show and also giving value, not just getting value. One of the things we really do appreciate about Yogesh, as he jumps on the show, he does try to answer questions as well. Guys, yeah, before I jump into that question, if you haven't hit that like button, you know what to do. Subscribe and hit the bell notification. Now, Yogesh's question, he says he wants to know how I feel about property prices and inflation and how it will go in 5 years, please. All right, listen, I'm going to share something about this because I want you guys to understand this, and I'm going to be very, very transparent. I don't think I've shared this on our platform before. So yeah, when I say stuff like that, usually guys, that means you should have your pen real close. Here we go. All right, now Yogesh asks about inflation, and what I'd say is this: on most of our shows, okay, typically on our show, I would say to you guys, inflation rocks around 3%, okay? And the reason I do that is because most commentators say inflation rocks around 3%, and with some maths, they're accurate, okay? What I'd like you guys to do as I'm sharing this is I'd like you to tell me in the chat what items generally are used to calculate inflation, okay? So what items do people generally use to calculate inflation? Let me know in the chat, okay? Now, inflation typically is purported to be around 3%, okay? And for those of you who do not know what inflation is the rate at which your money is eroding. It's the rate at which your money is becoming of less value. So what I usually say to people on the show is, you know, the price of bread today might be £1, and then in the June of next year, the price of bread might be £1.03p, which means that the cost of bread has gone up by 3%. But your income might not have. If you're working a specific job, your income might not be tracked at the rates of inflation. Now, the reason this is funny is this. Most people talk about inflation being tracked, or salaries being tracked, income being tracked, you know, price increases being tracked with inflation. And they use that and say inflation is 3%, okay? But what I want to share with you guys is this. Inflation is typically tracked, okay, or typically calculated, not tracked, excuse me. Inflation is typically calculated based on standard household goods, okay? So by standard household goods, the way economists usually calculate inflation is based on bread, is based on the price of water, the cost of water, like a bottle of water, bottles of water, is based on milk, you know, these kind of produce, okay? Yes, Nicola from FP Comms has got it. She said flour, she's right, okay? General household goods like flour, like bread, you know, like water, like milk, like eggs, okay, is what they usually use in order to calculate inflation. All right. Now let me tell you what's wrong with that. The thing that's wrong with that is most people over their lifetime, over a year, let's use a year because inflation is usually calculated on an annual basis, just like return on investment. Over a year, a person doesn't generally spend the majority of their money on bread and milk. Okay, I'll give you an example. If you bought bread for £1 every week over a year, okay, 52 weeks in a year, How much money is that going to be? That's only £52. Okay, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Okay, so if you bought bread every single week over the course of a year, with 52 weeks in a year, you've spent £52 on bread. Now, let me tell you something. What proportion of that is that of your salary? Okay, let's do the maths, because I love doing this with you guys. I love breaking this stuff down for you guys to understand exactly what we are talking about. Okay, I don't want you guys to be lost. I don't want you guys to be people who are out here knowing the stuff that Samuel is breaking down, giving you all of this value, and you guys still make the mistake. So this is why we do what we do, guys. You know this, and I'm going to keep doing this with you because I want you guys to win. I want the people engaging with our community to be the people that win. All right, so if I can help you win, can we just write the word win in the chat, please? If I can help you win, can we write the word win in the chat, please? If Samuel is allowed to help you to win, all I'd like you to do is write the word win in the chat, please. That's going to help me to know that you guys want to win. All right. I'm seeing Remy. Oh my gosh, Remy. Hello, hello, hello. Great to have you on the stream. Hope you're doing well. You didn't even say hi, Remy. You jumped straight into win. That's how I know. That's how I know. For those of you who don't know, Remy is one of our 7-week online sourcing blueprint students. And it's always great to have her on the show. And yeah, she just jumped in and said win. So she is on your side, guys. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Now, I'm going to show you guys the online calculator. This is going to help you see exactly what we're talking about. All right. And listen, guys, let me tell you something. Your best friend hasn't done this maths with you, okay? Unless I'm your best friend hasn't done this maths with you. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Let me tell you something. Your school teacher, unless I'm your school teacher, hasn't done this maths with you. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I'm going to be deeper. I'm going to go deeper. Can I go deeper, guys? If I can go deeper, let me see the word deeper in the chat. But listen, guys, your prime minister, okay? Your government, okay? Your university, your college. I don't know what entity we are going to lay responsible. Your mom and dad, okay? Unfortunately, I've got to put them in the mix as well. Your mom and dad have not done this maths with you, but Samuel Ikhinmwin will do this maths with you for you to understand how treacherously we are being deceived if we do not do the right thing, okay? How treacherously we are being deceived if we do not understand certain basic tenets. Guys, let me tell you something. This is why I do this show. For those of you who participated with me in January of 2021, when I did the 21 days of your property investing success, you guys will know I went in throughout those 21 days. I got emotional on those 21 days. You know why? Because I don't like the way people lose, because people lose in our country, in the UK, sometimes across the globe. For those of you who are international viewers, people lose across the globe in these so-called first world nations, not because they want to lose, not because because they've been deceived, okay? And that's one thing I don't like. Obviously, I've been reading the Bible for over 15 years, and one thing I can't stand is where people are being deceived, okay? And this is one of the reasons I'm very transparent about how I do things. I like to be open and transparent because I want you to win, all right? So I saw a few wins in the chat. I saw Remy say win in the chat. Is Remy the only? Oh my gosh. If Remy's the only person saying win in the chat, I'm not going to share this with you guys. I'm just being very honest with you. Okay. Remy is one of our students. I can reach out to Remy personally and basically show this to her. Okay. So I'm going to be doing that then. Okay. Unless I see 5 wins in the chat, guys, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not doing that. And whilst you're writing win in the chat for not writing it when you should have written it, just hit that like button if you haven't hit it already, because that only makes sense. Okay, I need to see some wins. I've got my 2nd win from Yogesh, my 3rd win from Nicola, my 4th win from Nicole. I need one more win, guys, before I break this down to you guys. If you guys want the value, let me know. I told you guys, we need to engage today. We need to engage. It's the engagement that's going to give you your surprise at the end of today's show. But guys, I need to see win. I got Mandy in the chat who says win. I got John in the chat who says win. I'm feeling it now. Okay, we got the 5 wins. Let's make it 7. Someone else give me a win. I'm gonna go in because I asked for 5. I'm gonna give it to you because you gave me 5. But guys, let's make it 7. Let me see someone else throw a win in the chat. Now let's jump in. Now, this is very simple economics, simple maths, okay? I don't like bringing complicated maths on the show. I don't like doing complicated maths with people. The reason I don't like doing complicated maths with people is because most people, the moment they hear the maths is complicated, they don't even want to know, okay? This maths is easy, but you have to understand it. So rock with me and follow me on this, all right? Now, average salary in the UK, £24,000 per annum, okay? Average salary in the UK, all right? Am I right or wrong, okay? Am I roughly right, okay? I believe I'm roughly right. Now, if I was on 24,000 a year, I don't know how I'd pay my rent. I don't know how I'd pay my mortgage. I don't know how I'd pay my additional mortgages. I don't know how I'd pay anything. Okay, £24,000 a year is not a lot of money. So for those of you who are on these kind of salaries, listen, Samuel Ikhinmwin is here for you. I want you to understand that. I want you to understand the reason I do this show is because I'm aware that the average salary in the UK is apparently £24,000, and it shouldn't be. Okay, because you should be wise enough to know how to invest in property and generate additional income. I saw someone hit like just when I said that. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. The value is here on this show. But like I said, I'm here for you. So let's jump in. If £24,000, okay, is the average salary of somebody in the UK, let me ask something, okay? Because we did this a minute ago. I want you to understand exactly where I'm going with this. We said that typically inflation is calculated based on household goods such as bread. Okay, I got my man Mute in the chat. Mute is giving me the thumbs up. Love you, Mute. Thank you for being on the show. We appreciate you. Now, Mute is into his numbers, so again, he could tell me if I'm right or wrong. John, we can see, is obviously into numbers. He was telling me my maths was correct earlier. So again, John, I'm open, guys. I'm open to your scrutiny. Let me know if my numbers are off. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm open to be corrected because I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right value. Now, look, check this out. I said to you bread, okay. Let's use John's number because that now just made it worse. People thought that made it better. That actually made it worse. John has just said in the chat, okay, that the actual average salary, okay, the actual average salary is £31,461, okay? All right. This is John. All right, guys, I'm using your numbers. I told you this is your show. It's not my show. It's your show. So let's use your numbers, okay? John says the average salary in the UK is 31,461. So look, let's do this, okay? If that's true, it doesn't even matter if it's true. What matters is the concept I'm going to break down to you as it usually matters. So guys, like I said, make sure you got your pens, notepads, iPads, tablets. You need to be ready to take notes because nobody's done this with you before. Your mum and dad have not done this with you before. Your favorite teacher didn't do this with you. The government's not doing this with you. Your accountant hasn't done this with you, and because nobody's done this with you, you have been deceived. And I want to remove the deception. All right, so let's do this. All right, and again, we're still on Yogesh's question. What's my thoughts on inflation over the next 5 years, etc. So let's check it out. Okay, bread. If bread costs £1 and you buy bread every single week of this year, okay, you have spent £52 this year on bread. Same as milk. Milk is roughly around £1. So if you spend £1 every week on milk, now obviously some of us buy a lot more milk than one a week. Obviously some of us buy a lot more bread than one a week. But the point you have to understand is inflation is usually calculated based on the price of a carton of eggs, based on the price of milk, based on the price of a bottle of water, based on the price of bread, based on these constructs I'm talking about. Okay, so this is why this is so important. All right. So if you're going to spend £52 in the whole year on bread, my question is what proportion of that is your salary? Okay, and this is going to be very important when we think about what inflation really is, because most people think inflation is roughly 3%. Okay, now in my closed mastermind circles, I tell people exactly what inflation really is each year. But let's look at this. So we got £52 being spent annually on one of the items they use to calculate inflation. So if inflation is rocking at 3% a year, then by us calculating how much bread we buy in a year and dividing that by our salary, okay, average salary in the UK using John's number, £31,461, okay? Check this out. This is what this means. That means bread is less than, I think we might have to times it by 100 in order to get the percentage, just for you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. That means your bread consumption is less than 1%. Okay, let's be nice. Let's round it up because it's 0.16. That means your bread consumption is less than 1%, okay, of your expenses in a year. All right. Why is this important? This is important because there has been a veil, there has been a mask, there's been treachery covering people's eyes for decades. For all the decades that I've heard inflation rocks at 2%, inflation rocks at 3%, inflation rocks at 1%. Guys, they've been lying to us. Why have they been lying to us? Because the majority of your income over a year doesn't go on bread. It doesn't go on milk. It doesn't go on eggs. So the reality is If bread, milk, and eggs are increasing at a rate of 2%, 3%, and then we believe, okay, inflation is 3%, the question is, where does the majority of your money go? Let me say this. The majority of your money goes on rent. The majority of your money goes on a mortgage. For some of you, I've never got a car on HP or on finance, and I don't know if that's fortunate or unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. I usually buy cars outright. But the point is, the majority of most people's money is going on a car payment, okay? Guys, let me tell you something. When the majority of your £31,461, or whatever the number is for you, £62,922, whatever it is, whether you're double, whether you're the same, whatever it is, wherever the majority of your money is going, that's what you need to calculate inflation based on, because that's where you spend the majority of your money. So the reality is this: if the cost of your rent is increasing at a faster rate than 3% a year, then inflation is not 3% for you. If the cost of your mortgage is inflating at greater rates than 3% a year, then I'm telling you, inflation is not 3% for you. And what I've done recently with a few people, oh my gosh, my man Mute in the chat says 100% spot on. What I've done recently, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. I sat down with some friends and family recently, and we actually calculated what the rate of inflation really is. Okay? A car, the average, let me say this, let me go deep, guys. I want to give you this. Remy said I've got permission to go deeper earlier, so let me just go deep, because I know that's what you guys love. You love getting the value. Listen, let me tell you something. The average automobile for the average person 12, 15 years ago probably would have cost in the region of 25, maybe at best £30,000. Now, does that mean there are not more expensive cars? Of course there are more expensive cars, but the average car being consumed maybe about 15, 20 years ago would have come in the region of 20,000, 25,000, 30,000. Let me tell you something. Today, the average cars, the cost of average cars people are buying today are in the region of 40,000. Yes, because we've got more sophisticated financial mechanisms, such as hire purchase, such as a lease, guys, listen, it does not matter how you can now access the car today, which you couldn't last week or last decade. That doesn't matter. What matters is, if the cost of a car 15 years ago for average people was 20,000, and the cost of a car for average people, whatever that means today, is 40,000, then go track the rate of inflation based off that. Because let me show you something. If in 10 years, let me even double it. If in 20 years, a car that costs 20,000 being bought by most average people, today costs 40,000 being bought by most average people, that's an increase of 100%. Okay, now check this out. If that's an increase of 100% and you divide that by the 20 years, you get 5%, for example. So the rate of inflation, if you use that simple example I've just used, would be 5%. Okay, but I invest in property. My man Mute saying go deeper. I invest in property, guys. Why do I invest in property? I invest in property. Again, we had an episode a couple of weeks back where I shared with you 5 reasons why I invest in property. And for those of you who missed it, if you just want the sound bites, follow me on Instagram at Impact Properties London, and we'll put the sound bites up on there. But the point is this, guys. The rate of inflation is not what you think it is. It is stronger. It is harder. It is bigger. Okay? When they use bread and milk, and strawberries and flour to calculate inflation, and those items are not even up to 1% of your annual expenditure in a year from your salary, let me tell you something. You should instantly understand that someone is being hoodwinked. You should instantly understand that, hold on a minute, that's got nothing to do with anything. Hold on a minute. What has a loaf of bread got to do with inflation when that is less than 1% of the income I use? Guys, listen, if you're getting value on today's show, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. Guys, I want you to understand this. Now let me try and get back into Yogesh's question. I got Nicola from FB Comms who says win, 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 win. I've got John who says win. Mandy in the comments, she says win. I've got Nicole, she says win. Guys, listen, let me tell you something, guys. We're here to win. We're here to win, guys. And the way you're going to win is when you start to understand all of the deceptions, all of the myths that are out here, which you need to unravel so you can actually do the right thing. Okay? Oh my gosh, here it goes. Yogesh says inflation is well explained. Thank you ever so much, Yogesh. I appreciate that. Guys, this is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. This is exactly what we are here for. Let me see Nicola's comment. Nicola says that is where the saying "it is not worth the price of bread" comes from. I believe it is an old measurement of the cost of living. Thank you ever so much. Guys, old measurement. This is the problem, because just like the educational system, a lot of the economic system that we are exposed to. Now, I'm not saying it's the economic system everyone lives by. I don't live by these economic constructs. You know why? Because I'm wise enough to get with my team and look at things and say, hold on a minute, this don't make sense. This don't make sense. You want to go drive around in a Tesla. The Tesla costs 50,000. That's a base model. So if a Tesla costs 50,000 base model, and that's becoming very quickly the standard for electric vehicles, which soon maybe become the standard for vehicles at large. Guys, you got to work this stuff out. You got to realize, hold on a minute. So 15, 20 years ago, we could have spent 20,000 on a car. Now we got to spend 30, 40, 50,000 on a car. That's inflation, guys. That's inflation. Work out inflation for real. All right. I got Remy in the chat. She says so true. All right. So let's go further. Let's go into, let me go into kind of giving a snapshot answer. So Yogesh can get his answer, and then Yogesh can also give us in the chat his star comment. Oh my gosh, Yogesh, you've put more than one comment in here. I'm feeling it. All right, we'll come back to that. So Yogesh question says, I want to know how you feel about property prices and inflation and where it will go in 5 years, please. So look, Yogesh, based on what I've just explained, and for all of you guys who are tuned in viewing, again, if you haven't hit share, guys, you know what to do. I'm giving so much value on today's show, and we haven't even got into the 3 ways to fund your property deal, which is where I'm going to. That's what today's show is supposed to be about. So if you guys are getting value, let me see the word value in the chat. But let's go into this. So Yogesh's question, he's basically saying, how do I feel about property prices and inflation over the next 5 years? Well, I've just explained how I feel about inflation. So based on how I feel about inflation, I feel that people don't understand what inflation really is, and they don't understand how it's truly affecting them. Now, the moment you understand what inflation really is and how it's truly affecting them, you know what you do? You start building more cash reserves. You start building better cash flowing assets. You start realizing, you know what? I can't just invest in property and hope one day it goes up in value. I can't just invest in property and hope one day I can sell it for more money. No. You know what? I need cash flow. Okay. And this is the reason, again, shameless plug, this is the reason we created the 30 Ways in 30 Days resource when we did. Because this shows you 30 ways you can generate revenue using property as a vehicle. Why would I show people there's 30 ways to make money from using property as a vehicle if I didn't understand that there are so many things taking money from you? Listen, let me tell you something someone shared with me today, guys. Gentleman shared with me today that if you look at most people's bank statements, okay, and look, I want you to do this after this show. I want you to open up your online banking, open up your banking app, open it up, guys. Don't deceive yourself and say, yes, Samuel said some powerful stuff, but I'm not. Check your online banking. Do this for me, okay? Because I've got a video on the channel called, I think I called it the property hack, or called how to make money using property, one of the two. And in that video, I break down that there is a way that you can build income from property every day of the week for every day of the month. Now, if you're one of those people who've watched that video and you've used that and you're on that journey, you're not going to be under the guise of what I'm about to talk about. But check this out. There are people, most human beings, check their online internet banking, and you know what you'll see? You'll see transaction out, 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 one cufflink, transaction out, another cufflink. Listen, guys, I ain't got enough things to give you. Transaction out spoon, transaction out fork, transaction out cup, transaction out glass, transaction out, transaction out, transaction out, transaction out. And in roughly every 30-day period for most people, you know what you see? Transaction in once. You see, I'm a mathematician. I'm a logical person. I'm a person who likes numbers. Let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. I'm just going to be transparent with you guys. Listen, if you haven't hit share already, then maybe you don't think other people need to understand what I'm breaking down. But guys, I can tell you, everyone needs to understand this. There's no one exempt from the concepts I'm sharing right now. There is nobody exempt. I don't care what your salary is. Even if your salary is 100,000 a month, you need to understand what I'm about to explain to you. Most human beings, go check their internet banking and you will see more transaction outs than transactions in. Now, it doesn't matter if your one transaction in covers all your transactions out. You know what that shows you? That shows you are being stabbed. If you think of it like that, let's just use a number, 17. You are being stabbed 17 times and you are only offending, you're only stabbing back once. Okay? I want you to think about that. All right? I want you to think about that. So Yogesh, my answer to your question is this. I encourage everybody to build as much of a cash flowing portfolio as possible in order to create a hedge against what true inflation is and not against what fugazi inflation is. Hopefully that helps you, Yogesh. Let me know in the chat how many stars you give to that answer. Let me go on to the next comment. I got Nicola from FBcom. She says, okay, I think I read this comment earlier. Nicola says, I think it's a great idea to time these streams just because it gives enough time to take in what you've been given the previous week, but the information is always appreciated. Thank you, Nicola from FBcoms, for sharing that. Guys, you guys are going in with these questions. I don't think you guys actually want the free ways to actually fund your property deals, but let's see anyway. All right, next question. Yogesh says he owns the freehold and one leasehold to a block of 2 flats. Okay. The owner occupier leaseholder is upset with him because he won't sell her 50% of the freehold, making life tricky regarding maintenance and etc. Yogesh goes on to say he does his best for her, but she is so upset she's asking him to do extra maintenance to her flat and not paying her share of the building insurance. He goes on to say she was sold her flat but still is emailing him about issues. How can he be polite and try and keep the peace? He always wants to do what is fair. All right, look, I'm gonna share 2 things with you, Yogesh. Firstly, Yogesh, you should be very, very happy she doesn't watch this show. Okay, because if she watched this show, I assume it's a lady from what you've said. You referred to her several times, which means a woman. But yeah, so you should be very, very fortunate that she doesn't watch this show. And if she does watch this show, she might be able to come at you. But look, let me say this, Yogesh. Just be transparent. Just email her one day and say to her, I have no intention of selling the freehold of the property due to, and just state your reasons. State your reasons. Due to the fact that I'm a property investor, I invest in property, the ownership of this freehold is important to me, etc., etc. That's it. Just be transparent. Be transparent. The worst thing human beings do is beat around the bush. The worst thing human beings do is open up spider webs of lies or deception. Because the problem is if you start opening up a lie or a can of worms in deception, that later on comes back to bite people. Okay, so my advice, if I was in that position, I would just send her an email, or I actually wouldn't send her an email for that. I'd send her an email and say, look, I'd like to have a sit down with you, coffee, socially distance if need be or whatever, and just have a chat. And then when you go and have that chat in whichever coffee shop, I'm not going to name any coffee shop, this is not paid promotion, but when you go and have a chat in whatever coffee shop, just say to her, look, I invest in property. This is what I've been doing for X amount of years. I have no intention to sell you the freehold. Now, this can go one of 2 ways. One way, you continue to ask for it, and from continuing to ask for it, you just continue to offer more and more money. Or the second way, me just say to you, like I'm doing right now, I'm not going to sell it because I don't want to sell it. Okay, it's not in my interest to sell it. All right. Now, if you want, you can give her a price that's astronomical and say, look, I'll take that for it. Okay. That's up to you if you want to do that. Okay. But that's your call. All right. But Yogesh, that's how I would deal with it. I just be transparent. I would just be transparent. So that's my view. All right, cool. All right. So I've got my question comments in here. I've got people saying both are valuable. I've got, that comment about £500 to invest. Does your answer refer to residential? We answered that. Your maths is correct. Yogesh, let us know in the chat how many stars for the answer to your questions. I think you asked 2 so far. So you let us know in the chat. We had John who said thank you. We had Yogesh who said value. We had John who said value. We got Nicole who said value. We got Nicola who says yes. 5 stars as always for the answer to her question. Okay, cool. A good question from John. Good question from John. So John asked the question. He says, how do you get a property that will allow an option agreement? Okay, so John, what I want you to do is stay tuned to later on in the show when I share our key resource for today's episode. Our key resource for today's episode explains exactly what I encourage people to do. Now, I'm going to give you an answer because I want you to understand the answer to your question. But again, like I said earlier, some of these answers, unfortunately, they're concepts, they're conceptual answers. So they're the answer to your question, but for you to actually go and execute them, most people can't just with that answer. And the reason I say this is because this is why I get paid to coach people. This is the reason why I've been spending a number of years, over a decade, supporting other people to basically develop themselves. Because what I've understood is that lots of people out here sell you or ask you for money to teach you stuff. And the problem is, like a school, you can learn stuff in school, but it's the practice where you get results. It's the practice that allows you to get an A. It's the practice that allows you to understand, okay? And many people know stuff, but don't necessarily understand stuff. So I'm going to answer your question so you know, okay? But in order for you to understand, you're going to actually have to implement what I'm talking about. And one of the easiest ways for you to do it is by using the key resource I'm going to speak about later on in the show, just in a short while. So again, use that to help you move forward, John. And we're gonna have to jump into the 3 keys in a moment as well, guys, so that you guys can get all of the value I've got packed for you in the show, and also the surprise that I said to you guys is coming. So John's question: how do you get a property that will allow an option agreement? And the way you do that, John, is very simple. All you need to do is look for people and not for property. Okay, the biggest mistake most people make is they spend all their time looking for property. So when you go to an estate agent, for example, some people stand outside, look at the window. What are they looking at? They're looking at properties. Okay, the problem with looking at properties is properties have no emotion. Okay, properties have no needs. Okay, properties have no feelings. Okay, properties can't have a conversation with you. Okay, properties don't know when they're going through financial distress or not. Properties have no mind. Okay, so the problem with that is what that generally typically means is you can't really negotiate with a property. Okay, and it makes it even harder to negotiate on a property when you have an estate agent in between you and the actual person who's trying to sell a property. Okay, so I do not advocate going round estate agents. Anyone who's been on any of our training knows that. I don't tell people, oh, go round the agent. No, I hate that talk. I used to be an estate agent, so I'm not into that talk. Pay the agent if you're using the agent, okay? Or if the agent has placed some value in the scenario. But what I do say to people is find creative ways that you can actually find people who want to sell you or offload their property rather than finding properties, okay? So people over properties is the answer to your question, John. And John, let me know in the chat how many stars you give to that question also. So I've got Remy in the chat. Remy says, so true. I got Remy who says win. I got Yogesh who says inflation is well explained. Yes, this was the comment we saw earlier. Nicola says that is where the saying "it's not worth the price of bread" comes from. She believes it's an old measurement of the cost of living. Yogesh says looking forward to my view on future. That's Yogesh's prompt, so I don't forget his question, or didn't forget his question. Remy says hi everyone. Hi Remy, great to have you on the stream. Hope you're doing well. Yogesh says win. Nicola says win. We got a lot of win comments. I love that. That's why Samuel, I can win. We got Mute in the chat with a thumbs up. Average salary, much love. Okay, I think I've kind of caught up. All right, Mute says much love. You're the guy. Numbers like this. All right, cool. All good. All right, so if I've caught up, let's jump into, I got Mrs. I Can Win in the chat. Always great to have Mrs. I Can Win on the show. Fire. Love this. All right, Remy says, this is the best explanation I've heard all week. Thanks, Samuel. Most welcome, Remy. You know this is what we do. We've been doing this for years, Remy, as you know, so continue to be a part of what we are doing. All right, we got Mute in the chat who says value. All right, cool. So Yoga says, so what's my future house prices view? So my view on future house prices is basically that London is gonna comeback. Okay, I feel as though London's kind of tivered off for a little bit. I feel like London's going to come back, and what's going to happen with the outer regions is it's going to settle a little bit. Now, by settle, do I mean go down? No, there may be depressive prices. Okay, so by depressive, I don't mean drop 20%. No, I mean depressive prices as in it's gone less than where it is now. So I feel like there may be slight depressive prices in outer regions from London. When I say outer, I'm talking more about the northeast of England. I'm talking about, again, maybe that might reach into Scotland. Probably not, because Scotland's always got its kind of own economy. But definitely I feel like over the next couple of years, probably 2 years, we'll probably see it more, rather than pulling it all out till 5 years. 5 years is a bit of a stretch, and property operates in cycles. So I'll come back to the 5-year view maybe in a couple of years. But for now, I feel is that over the next 2 years, we'll start to see London steadily rise back in price. As we see London steadily rise back in price, we'll see the other nations kind of settle. We've had a big boom in Manchester, big boom in Birmingham, all these other kind of secondary cities or tertiary cities. We've seen prices up in those places. I think those prices will kind of settle and maybe even reduce in some of those cities, but I think London's going to come back up. So yeah, we'll see how it goes in that regard. All right, my man Mute in the chat says value cash flow is key. The pandemic has shown us this. Boy. Those are some very powerful words, guys. I hope people are taking heed to that. I don't know what else to say to that. That's a very, very powerful statement that Mute's just made, guys. Even if you're not sharing this video for what I've said today, I think you should share the video based on that alone. But guys, make sure that you're sharing this content. You know, I want more people on this stream for you guys to know not only the free keys to fund or free ways I'm going to be sharing on this stream to fund your property deals, which I haven't even got into yet, which I'll be going into in a moment. But side by side with that, I want you guys to hear the surprise that I have for you guys as part of our community. Let's see what else is happening in the chat before I share with you guys the last few or the free things, and then obviously our key resource and the other things we've got before we run out of tonight's show. So I've got Amazing Foundation Ministries International, who says, how do you find people interested in selling properties to you, please? Okay, so the answer to that question is very easy. And they've gone on to say they apologize, they've just joined. That's fine, no problem. What I would encourage you to do is hit that share button, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. But let's jump into this anyway. So Amazing Foundation Ministries International asked the question, how do you find people interested in selling properties to you? Now, this is very simple. The key is one word. The word is called marketing. There's no other way. There's no other way, guys. There's no other way. People will tell you jazz, okay? People will tell you hocus pocus. Listen, forget the jazz, forget the hocus pocus. There's one word. Marketing. Are you effectively marketing that you are in the business of buying properties? And are you effectively marketing that you're in the business of buying properties from the kind of people going through the kind of problems that you need to in order for you to find deals, such as hashtag what we shared with John earlier? Okay, now a lot of people miss that, but the answer to the question is simple. It's marketing. And this is why when I share the key resource for the show in a moment, you guys are going to understand exactly why that is a key resource. It's a key resource because that resource is going to show you how you can actually do exactly what I'm talking about when I use words such as marketing. What is marketing really? Okay, so on this show, I've just described for you guys what inflation is really. Most people in the world are not telling you what inflation is. Your pastor's not telling you what inflation is. Your cousin, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, you know, your teacher, your government, they're not telling you what inflation is really. Samuel Ikhinmwin came today in June 2021 and tells you what inflation really is. Why am I telling you what inflation really is? Because I want you to win. And in order for you to win, you have to understand that as part of the landscape. Now, with all of that being said, let me share the show disclaimer and let's jump straight into the free ways to find your property, to fund, your property deal. Now, disclaimer, all information provided and results given are exemplary. Each person's results may vary or differ. Results are based on consistent implementation of strategies, and we advise that you always seek legal and financial advice from a qualified professional. Now, with that being said, today's show, what I want to share with you guys is 3 ways, not 1, not 2, but 3 ways that you can fund your property deal. Now, the live Q&A has been going on strong. Everybody in there is just pumping comments, and I love that. Guys, feel free to continue to comment in the stream. Again, your engagement is going to determine how we basically play this in terms of the surprise I have for you in a moment. But look, Key number one, way number one, okay? And I want you guys, as I share with you these ways, I want you to throw them in the chat. I want you to put them in the chat so I know you guys are following with me. The first way that you can fund your property deals, and again, let me say this, let me premise all of this so you guys understand. I'm not going to tell you typical ways. I'm not going to tell you ways other people are talking about. I'm not going to tell you ways you've heard of before. And the reason why is because that would not be worth your time coming onto this particular show. I'm going to be speaking about ways that many people do not speak about, many people do not use, and many people do not really understand. And the reason I'm doing that is because that adds even more value to you guys as part of my community. And if you are getting more value as part of my community, then you don't feel any way about doing things that I ask you to do, like sharing the video so we can hit our YouTube goal of 3,000 subscribers, or hitting like on the video so YouTube can pass this content to other people who may like this video, or subscribing to the channel so we can continue to help you move further faster and you can keep up to date every single time we drop another video. All right, so hopefully that's all fair. Now let's jump straight in. First way, group economics. Somebody write that in the chat for me, just for short, GE for long, group economics. 2 words, group economics. Now, group economics is very simple. It's very simple as a concept. All group economics means is the utilization of multiple people's resources in order to fund your property deal, okay? Or in order to whatever you want to fill in the blank. But in this case, fund your property deal, okay? So the first way that I'm sharing with you guys on today's show that you can fund your property deals is via what we call group economics. Now, group economics, thank you Remy for your comment, GE. Thank you Mrs. Ikhinmwin for your comment, GE. Group economics, okay, GE, group economics is the first way that I'm sharing with you on tonight's show. Now, why am I sharing with you group economics? Firstly, because not enough people talk about it, okay? Now, I've already defined group economics for you, but what I want to do is give you an insight into how group economics can become powerful. Now, my man John shared with us earlier on today's show that the average salary in the UK is £31,461 as of March 28th, 2021. Okay, so if the average salary as of March 28th, 2021 is £31,000. What that means is the average person probably cannot save or cannot from their income alone buy the kind of average property that we have in our country, okay? Why is this relevant? The reason it's relevant is because group economics will allow you to circumvent that, okay? Now, if we didn't have so much time spent on questions earlier on today, I could go deeper into a lot of these. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to, just give you guys the insights and then move forward. But guys, I want you to understand group economics is way number one. All right. Bringing multiple people's resources together in order to purchase assets, in order to buy property, in order to control assets, in order to do more. I'll give you a quick example. You have this one person who has the average salary of £31,000. That person decides to work with their cousin who equally has the average salary of £31,000. We now have £62,000 to start to talk about. Okay? With £62,000 as disposable income or as a household income, we can now have a reasonable discussion about buying a property that's £200,000, that's £180,000, that's £220,000. I hope this makes sense. So group economics. The next thing is one person works, one person has an income of £60,000, £70,000. Another person doesn't work, or they're an entrepreneur, or they're self-employed, or they're something else. Their papers, their cash flow, their papers, their numbers on paper do not allow them to necessarily buy. These two people get together with the person who doesn't have a conventional salary, bringing some level of value. Their value might be the time they're going to invest into the opportunity. Their value might be the structure, the knowledge. Their value might be the fact that they've got these resources. They've used these resources. They understand these resources that I've created. And because they understand these resources, they're bringing value to the table. And because they're bringing value to the table, it makes sense for their cousin to say, look, I've got 60K a year and I'm happy to partner with you because of the amount of value that you are bringing to the table. Okay, now the two people end up going to buy a property together. One person does not have a 60,000K salary a year. One person does, but one person's bringing the income, the other person's bringing the insight. Okay, someone write that in the chat. One person brings the income, another person brings the insight. Okay, that is group economics. So that's the first way I want to share with you guys, and everybody can use group economics. Okay, everybody can use group economics. I think that we're gonna have to throw that on Instagram. One person brings, guys, if you're a Twitter person, if you're one of those people who's a Twitter person, tweet that on Twitter, please. One person brings the income, another person brings the insight. Hashtag Samuel I Can Win. All right, so guys, you can use that. All right, you can use that to help you move further faster in your property investing journey. Okay, I want you to be using that in order to move yourself forward, understanding one person can bring the income, another person can bring the insight. Let's jump into the next one. Now look, if you're getting value, guys, let me see value. I need to know, guys. I need to know if I'm sharing value or if I'm just talking to myself. Let me know in the live chat, guys, if you're rocking with me. Now listen, if you're watching this on the replay and you're getting value, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments, please. All right, let's go into the second way. Or should I not go into the second way because nobody wants to let me know that they're getting value? Let's just wait. Let's just wait to see if you guys are getting value. Because guys, I'm telling you, this is for you guys. Oh my gosh, we get it in the chat. One brings the income, one person brings the insight. I love that. Guys, let me know, guys. If you're not getting value, then equally let me know. And I can just go home. Well, I'm already home, but I can just leave the office. Let me know if you're getting value, guys. Let me know if you are getting value, because it's only value that makes this make sense. All right, we got Amazing Foundation Ministries International who says value. We got Mrs. I Can Win who says value, and we got Fresh Connections who gives us the comment, one brings the income, one brings insight. Fire in the show. And guys, listen, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I think we're gonna have to throw that on Instagram. Somebody tweet that, please. One person brings the income, one person brings the insight. Hashtag Samuel I Can Win. I got Remy saying value in the chat. I got Yogesh saying value in the chat. Let's keep going. Second way that you can fund your property deals. The second way is using other assets. Okay, again, people don't talk about this. I don't know why. Other assets. Okay, now most people hear the whole OPM. Someone put in the comments what OPM stands for. Most people hear the whole OPM. You see, you got a lot of people out there, I don't know if they're selling courses, I don't know, but they use this OPM all the time to lure you in. They use this OPM all the time to make you feel like, oh yeah, you know, I can get in with no money. Listen, there are ways to get in with none or little money. There are ways. I'm not one of those people who say, nope, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Remy, thank you for your comment. I'm not one of those people who say I don't believe in that. Listen, I do believe that because I've done that multiple times. However, if you really want to help people, don't just tell them you can use other people's money, which is what OPM stands for. Don't just tell them that. Give them a myriad. Don't give them one way. Don't give them two ways. Don't give them three ways. Give them multiple ways that they can know how they can use little or no money to invest in property. Give them multiple ways. Because by giving them multiple ways, you let them realize, you know what, I can go left, I can go right, I can do it up, I can do it down, I can go side, I can go side. There's options, because leaders, as John Maxwell used to say, or still says, leaders always have options. Give them options. This is why all of the training resources I've ever created are all about giving people multiple options, all about helping people understand there are multiple ways to do this. Which way fits best with your current circumstance? This is the reason why we have coaching clients, because those coaching clients say, look, Samuel, I've seen the 30 ways you're talking about. I know that one or two of these ways works, you know, for me in terms of my lifestyle, my current income, my current savings, etc. Show me the path to make it happen for me. Okay, guys, let me tell you this again. Leaders always have options. Okay, hashtag John C. Maxwell. Guys, you need to understand OPM stands for other people's money. Okay, thank you, Remy. Thank you, Mrs. I Can Win in the chat for sharing that. OPM stands for other people's money. So what happens a lot of the time is people tell you, oh, you can use other people's money. You can use other people's money. Listen, people don't tell you you can use group economics like I've shared with you today. People don't share with you that you can use other assets like I've shared with you today. Now, let me go into this a little bit for you guys to get the real value. Other assets. Someone throw that in the chat. Someone even throw, yeah, well, we got GE already. Someone throw in the chat other assets, please, guys. Let me know that you're with me. Other assets. How can you fund property deals. Okay, the first way I've shared on this show is group economics. The second way we're going into is other assets. Now, some people own properties with £300,000 of equity sitting in the bricks doing nothing. Do you know that that property you bought 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago in some people's cases, do you know that that property can be leveraged and utilized as a secondary asset in order to pay your deposit on another asset? Okay, now for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm just going to give you one term, not for you to go and use, but for you to go and research to understand what I'm talking about from a basic level. That one thing is called let to buy. Okay, most people have been consumed with the concept of buy to let. Have you ever heard of the concept let to buy? Okay, let to buy. Someone write that in the chat. Let me tell you something. Let to buy is a mechanism where you can tap in to the asset you already own in order to take over an asset you do not own. Okay, I want you guys to understand this. Let to buy is just one of the vehicles, one of the mechanisms you can use in property to tap into the equity. I got my man Ellie Wellbeing in the chat. Ely Wellbeing in the chat. Welcome to the show. Thank you for jumping in. You see, let to buy is just one of the revenues, one of the vehicles, one of the assets, one of the approaches, the mechanisms you can use in order to get the equity that's currently sitting in the bricks of your current residential home working for you in order for you to be able to acquire a secondary asset, or in order for you to acquire another asset. All right, guys, if you haven't hit share because we're giving the keys away today. We're just telling people what it is. All right, let to buy is just one of them. So I want you guys to go do some homework after today's show. If Samuel Ikhinmwin has said to you that you can literally use other assets that you own in order to fund your property deals, I want you to just go and do a little bit of research on let to buy. Okay, now the reason I want you to do a little bit of research on let to buy is because most people don't talk about this mechanism. Most people talk about buy to let, buy to let, buy to let. Yeah, it's buy to let, buy to let. But they don't realize, listen, there are people who aren't going to do buy to let. There's people who are going to say, I want to do buy to let, but I don't have 25% as a deposit. Okay, but did you know you can use the asset you already own, your own residential home, and utilize the let to buy construct in order to turn your current residence into a rental residence and then take over a new residence? You see, people don't know these things. You know why? Because people don't learn property in school. You don't learn property in school. You don't have a Mr. Ikhinmwin as your teacher. So as a result, people spend years, decades, sometimes half a century trying to navigate this property thing without actually just spending time identifying someone who's already taken in the information, who's already paid the money for the courses, who's already written and read the autobiographies and biographies, who's already said, you know what, I'm going to take this guy on as a mentor so I can understand how you can really build X amount of wealth through property as a vehicle. And I'm just going to share it with the community because that's what I do. You see, most people are looking for the wrong thing, guys. We shared this on last week's episode. Most people are focused a lot of the time on the wrong thing. Okay, but let's jump into the show. Other assets. Okay, other assets is one of the key resources that can be used in order for you to buy or control more property. Other assets. Now, I've shared with you the let to buy. I want you guys to go do some homework. Just Google it, okay? When you finish today's show, tomorrow, Monday, when you're at work, when you get a little bit of time on your lunch break, just write the word let to buy and just press enter on Google and just read a couple articles, read a couple mortgage brokers say about the concept so you understand, hold on a minute, I can use my asset to buy something else. I can use my asset to do something else. So the second way I wanted to share with you guys on today's show is other assets, all right? Let's go deeper because we're getting close to the 2-hour mark and we're going to have to wrap up soon. The third way I wanted to share with you guys is creative terms. Somebody throw that in the chat for me. Creative terms. Creative terms. Creative terms are one of the key ways that you can fund your property deals. Okay, now, the great thing is we had a powerful question come in earlier from John. And when John asked earlier, how do you buy property and reduce your income or reduce your financial input at the beginning, I shared with John earlier that you could do certain things like an option agreement. Okay. Now, an option agreement is effectively creating creative terms. Okay, because you're saying, well, rather than me buying that house today, I'll buy that house in 5 years, but I'm going to make a contractual agreement today. So this is what we call creative terms. Now, I don't want to just harp on what I shared with John. I want to give you guys more value because that's what I do with my community. So I'm going to give you one construct that you can use in order, which is a creative term. Okay. And this is a creative term that most people have probably heard of, or creative term that's out there in the marketplace, but not enough people are using it to their advantage as they invest in property. And that creative term is a delayed completion. Okay, why haven't you done more delayed completions where you agree to buy a property today, okay, but you don't actually buy that property until after something that is of value happens? So for example, okay, I've got one of my coaching clients, okay, multi-million portfolio before the lady even started working with me, okay? She already had a portfolio worth multiple millions, okay? She comes to work with me as a coach, and she says, Samuel, look, I'm looking at this property. I'm thinking of buying it. You see, the thing is, though, I don't want to spend X, Y, Z on this property and then find out this happens or that happens. And I tell her something. I say, listen, this is what I advise you to do. Why don't you use some creative terms? And the specific creative term we ended up using was a delayed completion. So she goes and puts it to the vendor. She says to the seller, listen, I'm interested in buying this property and I'm thinking of actually using some creative terms. Okay, this was not the word she used, but this is how she put it out, how she outlaid the scenario. We work on negotiation in terms of how to put it forward. But again, let's just go to the central tenets. She says, I'm looking at doing some creative terms. How would you feel about me taking ownership of the property, controlling the property, and getting the refurbishment done that I need to get done before we actually complete on the property? Because you know, these solicitors, they take 4 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months sometimes to get all the paperwork done. But if we do that, then by the time I own the property, I can just start renting the property out at the rate that I should be able to get based on my input from investment on the refurbishment. And what do you think the seller said? The seller said, of course. The moment the seller agreed, the moment the seller said, of course, my client was then in a position where she could spend the £15,000-20,000 on refurbishing the apartment. Okay, and this is an apartment she was using for serviced accommodation. So she took that £15,000-20,000, invested it into refurbishing that property, getting that property to being where it needed to be. Okay, and then they completed. Now, the reason this was funny, I'm going to tell you why this was funny. This was funny because of 2 reasons. What most people say is, oh, if you take control of the property, you should pay the mortgage and you should pay this and you should pay that. Let me tell you this. The apartment my client was taking was mortgage free. So she didn't advise, agree, or imply that she'd pay a mortgage payment. She didn't, and she didn't have to in the end. The only expenses on the property were the gas and electric, okay? And maybe water, let's say that as well. Council tax, those 4. Why? The property was empty. The property was empty. The last tenants had moved out. The property was empty. My client was buying the property. And for the 4 months, 8 months, 6 months, however long it was going to be until the sale went through, my client potentially could have ended up paying just those 4 things. But you see, the powerful thing about learning how to negotiate, my client didn't even offer that. My client just said, look, by me being able to do this, I can get my tradesmen in, I can get the work done before we end up closing the sale. How do you feel about that? And the vendor said, that's fine. The vendor paid the gas. The vendor paid the electric. The vendor paid the council tax. The vendor paid the water bill. For the whole period, whilst my client paid only her refurbishment cost, she had no utility cost to pay whatsoever. And then after she finished refurbishing the property completed. You see, creative terms are one of the greatest ways that you can use, okay, in order to control properties, in order to fund property deals. Because you're front loading. You're saying, well, look, at the front, I can do whatever I want to do up until when I have to buy. And this is why I share with you guys the delayed completion, because the delayed completion is what my client used in this specific example I'm giving you, okay? Delayed completion. So guys, I want you to understand that creative terms can be used any single day of the week. All you've got to do is decide to use them. Creative terms can radically change your property investing. So guys, that's what I wanted to share with you. Like I said, I would love to have gone a lot deeper with each of these three areas. But again, the amount of questions we had at the beginning of the show, I like the question, guys, so keep sending them in. But the amount of questions prohibit us in terms of time. I want to say a great big thank you to all of those who have let me know when they're winning in their property journey, and those who have subscribed, and also those who have commented on any of our videos, how we can improve the show. Additionally, every single person that's jumped into our Amazon wish list and bought us stuff for our content creation studio that we're building. Right now, guys, for those of you who don't know, this is my home office. I stream these live shows from my home office. I'm at home with the family. As many of you realized last week when my youngest son gate crashed the show on episode 62, which actually was quite great because, yeah, the next day was Father's Day. So it made sense. It was going to happen. But long story short, guys, this show has been broadcasted from my office and previously from my study at home since we started the show. What we are working on is building a purpose-built content creation studio, which is going to be allowing us and enabling us and supporting us to help you guys by delivering these live streams to a higher quality, higher value, and also in terms of the video production that we actually have going on as well. So a great big thank you to everyone who's ever jumped in our Amazon wish list and bought stuff that's going to go towards our content creation studio that we're currently building. And also for those of you who have donated cash, those of you who have just jumped online through PayPal and donated to our channel, we appreciate you guys. I always want to make sure every show that I share my appreciation with you guys, because it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, not only to me, it means a lot to those who are rocking with us. So guys, keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate it, and we're going to continue to push forward with that. Now, side by side with that, I've shared that, but let me even go deeper with you guys just to keep making sure that I'm giving you guys all that opportunity. For those of you who are brand new to the show, hey, tongue twisted. For those of you who are brand new to the show, if you are interested in supporting our studio build, you can do that through means of going to the link impactproperties.co.uk/studio build. Okay, that is in the chat right now. impactproperties.co.uk/studio build. By going to that link, you will see our Amazon wish list where you can purchase any item you like in order to send it over to our content creation studio, where the team will be able to utilize that resource for the studio that we are building. So guys, look, be a part of what we're doing. Don't be someone who's just tuning into the show but isn't a part of what we're doing. Be a part of what we're doing by letting us know, hey, you know what, I'm contributing to the show. I want to be a part of the show. I want to give back to the show, which is giving so much to me. Now, I mentioned this to John earlier. I'm mentioning it to you all now. Our key resource for tonight's show, right here, I think it's right there. Right there is the link, sourcingblueprint.com. Go get yourself a free copy of the Sourcing Blueprint. If you haven't got this ebook already, go and get it. This ebook is the answer, is a more in-depth answer to two questions that we had on tonight's show. Firstly, the question from John. It was John's second question on tonight's show. How do I find properties that I can use to do option agreements? I shared with John, you need to find people, not property. This resource is going to show you the whole structure, the 4 M's, the 4M formula that I created, use, and I distilled into a very simple, short ebook for people to grab for free. That's going to break down exactly how you can do that. So go get that Sourcing Blueprint ebook. That's going to help you understand how you can basically find the deals. Okay, so that ebook is at the link on the screen right there, sourcingblueprint.com. I can say it again, sourcingblueprint.com. And I think if the team still have them available, I believe they do. They did last week anyway. After you get the sourcingblueprint.com, there will be an opportunity for you to go and grab all 3 of these resources. Okay, what we usually do is we make these 3 resources free. You only pay shipping for a period of time, and then after a while, when they kind of sell out the batch they have, we stop making them free and put them back at their retail price of £97 each. So if you want to go get those free resources, you can go and do that. I don't think you can spend more than £35 on the website. But again, guys, go get those resources. equip yourself so you understand exactly how to move further faster in your property investing journey. So like I said, guys, key resource for tonight's show, sourcingblueprint.com. Go get the ebook. It's going to help you to move further faster in your property investing journey. Now, we've already answered the questions. Usually around this time, I'd answer the questions after giving the value and sharing the key resource. But today I've got some announcements to make, guys. I've got some announcements to make. So I shared with you guys at the beginning of today's show that we have a special gift for you. I said that we have a gift that we're making available to you guys who are tuning into the show. Firstly, let me see if you're still rocking with me. Let me see the word gift in the chat. If you are tuned in, let me see the word gift in the chat. Let me see the word gift in the chat. All right, let me see the word gift in the chat. If you guys want the gift that Samuel Ikhinmwin is putting together for you, let me see the word gift in the chat. Those of you who haven't hit like, you know what to do. The screen is telling you what to do. But let me see the word gift in the chat. Let me see the word gift in the chat. Let's see if we got the word gift showing up enough. I got Mandy in the chat who says gift. Who else wants the gift, guys? Maybe it's only Mandy who wants the gift. And if it's only Mandy, that's fine. You know, Mandy recently grabbed a bunch of our resources. So based on that, I'm sure we can get Mandy's details in order to send Mandy the gift. Okay. For some reason, my comments don't seem to be coming up. That must be because you guys are not commenting enough. I'm playing with you guys. But like I said, it seems like Mandy's the only person who actually wants the gift. Is that the truth? Is that the case, guys? If Mandy's the only person who wants the gift, I'm going to be surprised. Okay, no. Okay, so it was my fault. My comments were not coming through. I got Mandy who says gift. I got Remy who says gift. I got my man Yogesh Patel who says gift. Guys, I think I might need a bit more than that. That's free gifts. I think I need a bit more than that. But look, let me be nice. I'm going to explain to you guys what I'm going to be giving you guys. And then I'm going to explain to you guys what you guys need to do to allow me to give it to you. Okay. And I think that's the fairest way. Okay. So I've got 3 gifts so far. I'm looking for at least 2 more. I need at least 2 more. I want to, come on, 5 gifts. Make it make sense. All right. And then I'll share with you guys what we're going to do. Now, what I've decided to do, we started the year 2021 by giving you guys the 21 days of your property investing success. Okay. And that was 21 days of me showing up live, giving you guys content, minimum of 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours each stream, just giving you guys value upon value, sharing with you guys principles, concepts that I've used in order to move further faster in my property investing journey. And I love doing stuff like that with you guys because it allows you guys to move forward, and money's not the barrier. For so many people, oh, you know, I can't afford it. Oh, this guy had this course, and you know, I don't like excuses. Okay. And because I don't like excuses, I try to reduce excuses. And sometimes the best way to do that is by just giving people stuff for free. So guys, I need two more gifts in the chat, please. I'm still waiting. I need 2 more of the words gift in the chat from someone who hasn't written gift, and I need quite a few more likes as well. I think I need another 7. Where we at 8? Let's make it, how many? Let's make it 14. Let's make it 14. 14 is going to be a significant number in a minute. Let's make it 14. So I need, if I've got 8, I need 6 more likes in the chat as on the video as well. So look, this is what we're going to do. All right. What I've decided to do is to give you guys a surprise. Yes, because my birthday was this week. That's one of the reasons. But secondly, because we're about to start Q3, the 3rd quarter of the year. July the 1st is symbolic of the 3rd quarter of the year. Okay. Now we started this year, Q1, with me giving you guys 21 days of your property investing success, a 21-day video program, which was absolutely live, absolutely free over the internet through means of our YouTube channel. What I'm looking at doing is something even more powerful to help you guys start Q3 of this year, move further faster in your property investing journey. This is actually the time you should really be pressing share on this video, guys. I'm just being honest with you. This is the time that you should be like, listen, everyone needs to hear this. Everyone needs to get on this. All right. So to help you start Q3 of 2021 in your property investing, what I am considering doing, okay, and it's up to you whether I do it. It's not up to me, okay? It's up to you. I'm being very honest. It's up to you. And that's what we're doing from now on. I am planning to give you guys 14 days of free content, okay? Now, in order to give you that 14 days of free content, I want two things to happen. Okay, now listen, I'm going to be honest. If those two things don't happen, it's fine. I won't give you the content. Okay. If those two things happen, it's fine. I'll give you the content. Okay. I still need 2 more people to write the word gift in the chat. But this is what we're going to do. For those of you who are watching me live, let me get 2 more gifts. I got a gift from Remy. I got a gift from Mandy. I got a gift from Yogesh. Okay. I need at least 2 more people telling me they want that gift. Okay. But this is what we're planning to do. I'm planning to do 14 days of free content for you guys. And what I'm going to be sharing with you guys on those 14 days is how you find real property deals for 14 days. Okay. I'm going to be breaking down for you over those 14 days the true central tenets of marketing, the true central tenets of managing the communication and relationships with people that you engage with in order to get deals. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to measure deals, how to stack them up, how to do the numbers. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys how to mature those deals over the line. So those of you who've been following me for a while, you know I just broke down the central tenets of the sourcing blueprint. It's going to be a 14-day deep dive into the sourcing blueprint. Okay, guys, this is going to be absolutely free. Okay, there will be a component where you may pay if you want to, but that's up to you. Okay, and the reason why is because I'm going to be using a resource I created throughout those 14 days. I'm going to be showing you that resource. I'm going to be giving you full access to that resource on the video. But if you want the resource for yourself, so you can look at it whenever you want, not just on our videos, there may be a small fee associated. Okay, now when we start this process of 14 days, again, it's probably going to be free. So again, if you're jumping in day 1, day 2, day 3, maybe till day 10, you might even be able to get that resource for free as well. Okay, now it's a resource, it's an interactive resource, it's something I've wanted to create for a long time, and we've actually created it. So now we want to share it. So like I said, 14 days of free content, sharing with you guys how to find real property deals in this current climate. And I'm going to give that away to you guys from the 1st of July if 2 things happen. First thing that needs to happen is we need 14 likes on this video. And you guys have done a stellar job, okay? Because I think we're quite close, all right? So we need 14 likes on this video. That's the first requirement. The second requirement is we need 14 comments on this video. And I'm not talking about these live comments. Let me bring the live comments on so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, all right? And I still don't have another 2 people who have given me that gift comment yet, unless I'm not seeing my comments come through. Maybe you guys are slowing down on your commentary. I don't know what's going on, but it's all good. All right. So right here is our live chat. So all my people that are rocking with me live, my guy Sean, my man Mute, Remy, Mandy, Yogesh, Nicole, Nicola, guys, all the guys here, John, who else have we had on today's stream? We had quite a few people on today's stream, guys. Where we at? Okay, my man Ely Wellbeing. We've had Amazing Foundation Ministries International, Yogesh Patel. Guys, if there's we've got quite a few people on the stream. All right, so this is what I want to say to you. In order for us to do this 14 days, I need, okay. Mandy writes in the comments, like, I love this. Mandy wants that value, guys. Mandy's telling you guys what to do. She wants that value. I love this, guys. And look, we should all be doing this, okay? Because we should all want the value. But this is the reality. If you guys want 14 days of live, and again, it's going to be live. I'm not recording this stuff or throwing it out there. You guys know I want to engage with you. 14 days of live value where I break down how you guys can start finding great property deals in this current climate for 14 days, okay? I'll be answering your questions as I usually do. I'll also be showing you guys my key resource, breaking down from my key resource how we can do things. The only difference is on those 14 days, we'll be answering questions at the end so that I can go through all of the content and really show you what I want to show you for those 14 days. Because if you start to understand what I'm going to be showing you over that 2-week period, you guys are going to be very well equipped in order to go out there on your own with little or no money and start finding deals, creating deals, and maybe selling those deals to other people if you're not in a position to actually buy those deals yourself. yourself, if you're someone like me, if you've got resources behind you, you've got investors behind you, you will actually be able to take on those deals yourself as well. And I'm also over those 14 days going to be looking and expecting you guys to be sharing with me your success over the 2-week period as you use the information that I give you. Okay, so this is going to be a very, very powerful thing for 14 days. But here's the 2 things we need. We need 14 likes on this video. Episode 63 of the live show, 14 likes. However many likes we've got now, great. We need 14. If we've got 14, great. No more likes needed, but we want a minimum of 14 likes. Now, let me tell you how you're going to get 14 likes on this video if you've hit like already. You can't like a video more than once. If you try to like a video more than once, you unlike the video. Okay, so that's the first piece of information. All right, and the reason I'm sharing that with you is because I want you to understand that this isn't like those comments when I say, guys, I need to see the word gift in the chat and one person says gift 5 times. Okay, we need 14 people to hit the like button, 14 separate people. Okay, that's the first. or you use all your 14 accounts, whichever one. All right. That's an inside joke. I was recently talking to some people about how some people have multiple accounts. But anyway, we need 14 likes on the video. Then we need 14 comments on this video. Okay, so this is replay. This is people that are watching this on a replay. So what you need to do is think of maybe 14 people you know who need to watch what we've shared today and share it with them and say to them, listen, I want you to watch this video. I want you to get value from what Samuel's sharing, but I want you to make sure you comment at the bottom of the video. Not live, because they can't comment live. The live is over, okay? Well, the live will be over then. But you want them to comment on the video. And if I get 14 comments, and I want you guys to be checking back, because I don't want to say on the 1st of July, hey guys, I'm not doing the 14 days for you. And you guys say, oh, he got his 14 comments. No. If I get the 14 comments, I'll give you the 14 days. If I don't get the 14 comments, I won't give you the 14 days. I think that's fair. You tell me if it's fair. Let me see in the chat if you think it's fair. If you think it's fair, let me see the word fair, 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 fair. If you think it's unfair, let me see the letter U in the chat. You, if you think it's unfair, or the word fair if you think it's fair, okay? And you can spell fair any way you want. F-A-R-E, F-A-I-R. I don't care how you spell fair. I know what you're talking about. But let me know if that's fair or not fair, all right? So I will give you 14 days of live content if you guys get me 14 comments on this video from people watching on a replay. And it can be you. You could be someone who's watching right now live. You can go and watch this on a replay and decide to write a comment. That's fine, okay? I love it. Mandy gives me fire when I ask for fair. I love that. Let's keep doing this. Now, this is what I want you to comment. All right, because I'm going in, guys. I want you guys to really understand how deep this is. I don't want just people to comment anything, okay? I want you to comment 2 things, okay? I'm gonna throw one of them in the chat to make it easy, but I want people to comment 2 things, and I'm trying to really explain this because I want this to be clear. I want you guys to win, okay? I want you guys to comment first, okay? I want you to comment what value you got from this video, okay? Okay, I'll throw it in the chat, okay? First thing I want people to comment is what value you got from episode 63. And the next thing I want you to comment is what time you want us to stream those 14 days. Okay? I told you guys, this is your show. This is your show. So because of that, you guys have input. You get to input. So you're going to tell me if you want 7 a.m. each day, 12 p.m. midday each day, or 6 p.m. each day. Okay, I'm actually giving you guys the option. I hope you guys know how much love I'm sharing with you guys to give you guys all this. Okay, guys, this is what we do. We are out here trying to help you guys to the uttermost. Hope you guys understand that. Okay, but that's what I would love for you guys to give me. Okay, I want you guys to let me know what value you got from episode 63, and also comment you want 7 a.m. or 12 p.m. or 6 p.m., whichever one of those times that you want ideally. Okay, don't please put all 3 times, because we're not going to give you all 3 times. I'm not showing up 3 times in one day. I'm not an Instagrammer like that. you know, to be able to give you all that. But we want you to comment just those two things. Okay, I should have probably written that in a better fashion. So I do apologize for those of you if it's not neat enough or clean enough. But yeah, guys, that's what we want you to comment. We want you to comment what value you got from the show in this episode, and then side by side with the value that you got from episode 63, we also want you to comment what time you want. Mandy's so quick to the chase. 6 a.m. Mandy, 6 a.m. is not one of the options, my sister. I apologize, but it's not one of the options. 6 p.m., 7 a.m. or 12 p.m. Let me say it in order of the chat. 7 a.m., 12 midday, 12 p.m. or 6 p.m. Let us know, okay? I'm going to throw this in the chat again so it's a bit neater, so it's more in line with what we're talking about. Yogesh has already said 6 p.m. All right, thank you. But guys, remember, these comments need to be on the video, not in the live chat. They need to be on the video, all right? So you need to get 14 people to comment on the video. Firstly, what value they got from episode 63. And secondly, to comment, I want, let's just write here, 14 days of value delivered at. And then they can write, or you can write the time, 6 p.m., 7 a.m., 12 p.m., up to you. Okay, I think that's much better. All right, so let me throw that back in the chat for you guys so it's a bit neater. All right, this is what you need to get your 14 people and yourself commenting on the video. All right, guys, it's been value packed. It's been value packed. It's been value packed. I told you episode 63 was going to be powerful. Guys, if episode 63 was value packed, let me see VP in the chat, okay? If we've just done a value packed show, let me see VP in the chat, please, guys. If today's show was value packed, let me see VP in the chat. Now, few announcements for you guys, just so you know. I mentioned the 21 days of your property investing success throughout tonight's show. If you're one of those people who missed it, if you're John and you're brand new to the show and you didn't know that we did 21 days of your property investing success in January of 2021, link in the live chat, impactproperties.co.uk/day1. You can go right now after this video and watch all, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, all 21 of the 21 days of your property investing success videos by going to that link, impactproperties.co.uk/day1. And guys, let me say this, go whilst you can, okay? Because the team from time to time tell me, Samuel, we need to pull that stuff down. That's just too much value to give away for free. I usually say, guys, come on, leave it up, But guys, the point is whether we leave it up, whether it goes down, just go watch the content before it's gone. Now, next thing, I said thank you earlier on to those people who have donated to our channel. If you are interested in paying it forward, if you're interested in helping us finish our content creation studio, but side by side with that, support hundreds of more property investors, ideally thousands more, because we're trying to hit 3,000 as our subscriber goal. You can go to the link in the chat, impactproperties.co.uk/donate. impactproperties.co.uk/donate, where you can donate however much you want in order to help us continue to move people further, faster on their property investing journey. I got Remy in the chat who says VP for value packed. Thank you, Remy, for your comment. Also, guys, last but not least, as it pertains to the announcement, if you're looking for a nice place to hang out with people like me, come and join our Facebook group. You can join by going to impactproperties.co.uk/join impact investing. Join impact investing. Woo! Guys, that is a lot of announcements. Now, with all of that being said, it's time to jump into the chat for the last moment. Again, guys, are you telling me Remy's the only person who thought today's show was value packed? I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Guys, I think we need to get some sound effects on this stream. we need to get some sound effects out here so you guys can understand how shocked and surprised I am that only Remy thought today's show was value packed. So let me have a quick look in the chat, see if I missed anything. And then straight after that, we're going to let you guys know that it's time to go. Guys, go get that resource. I spoke about it earlier, the Sourcing Blueprint. Go get the Sourcing Blueprint ebook if you haven't got it already. Guys, I'm telling you, the Sourcing Blueprint ebook is going to be an eye-opener for you if you have not read that ebook. It's a short 20-page ebook, which just basically helps you understand how to move further faster as it pertains to your property investing journey. Go get the ebook, guys. Don't let yourself down, okay? Don't be the guy in 12 months who jumps on the show. Oh, you guys, you've hit your 3,000 subscriber goal. You guys are winning. I was with you guys a year ago. I should have been winning, but I didn't get the ebook. Oh, I should have been winning, but I didn't go get the free resources. Guys, they're free. Go get them for free and use them to win. All right, let's jump in the comments. Let's see what I've missed. If anything, I got Mrs. Ikhinmwin who says value. I got Amazing Foundation Ministries who says value. I got Yogesh who says value. I got Remy who says value. I've got other people's money. That's right. I've got other assets coming from Fresh Connections. Okay, I've got Let to Buy. I've got Creative Terms. You guys have been listening. I love this. Yogesh says Creative Terms. I've got Mandy who says Option to Buy. I think that was a new concept for Mandy. Again, Mandy, you got the 30 ways in 30 days from my knowledge. Watch the resource, Mandy. Watch the resource. Go watch this. This will break all of those things down for you in order for you to have a very clear understanding. Mandy goes on to say Option to Buy is then similar to Let to Buy. No, they're not exactly the same, but they are both control mechanisms. So they come under a similar banner, even though they're two different things. But again, Mandy, all of your questions can be answered as you continue to study and research and, you know, use this resource. This resource will help you understand the difference between the two of them, because I believe both of them are actually in that resource, Mandy, to help you move forward. Mandy says, very creative that was, talking about what my coaching client was able to do. Thank you, Mandy. This is what we do. We help you move further faster by using property as a vehicle. And this is why I tell people that this channel is where you get creative property investing on demand, because if you think about it the right way, you can do anything. So let's keep going. All right, cool. My man Yogesh Patel says, are you going to be using the telephone dialing in the future shows, please? It is very valuable. Yes, Yogesh, we will still continue to allow people to call in, especially, one thing I can guarantee is, especially when we have guests coming in, that's a key component of our show. When we bring in guests, we like to allow them to engage with our community. So we'll definitely be doing that then. We may be continuing to do it on other shows as well. It's a great way for us to engage and help people to strategize through their storm. So great question, Yogesh. We will continue to do that, but just not on every show, because now what we've found is a lot of people want me to share value and insights and answer questions, which again, it's a bit easier to do when we don't have the added phone call component. But again, guys, let me know if you guys want us to have the phone lines open every show. Just write the word phone in the chat. Write the word phone. Let us know. Guys, listen, I shared it with you guys earlier. I'm appreciative of the feedback we get from you. The feedback we get from you helps us create the show. This is why I've said to you guys, I need 14 people commenting on this video when it's no longer live what time they want us to actually deliver the 14 days from the 1st of July all the way to the 14th day that we run the program for. Now, the reason I'm asking that is because you guys make the difference. It's all about you. We're giving the content to you. So there's no point in me streaming at 6 p.m. if you're only going to be available at 7 a.m. Okay? So guys, pick out of the free times and let's know. Okay, so Yoga says, that is my suggestion, telephone dialing, please. A powerful comment. Thank you for sharing that, Yogesh. We appreciate it, and obviously we know that you've used it very heavily in the past. So again, you know, it's something we'll keep in our mind in terms of what we can do to help you guys moving forward. Obviously, guys, I've thrown in the link there. Interested in participating and contributing to our new studio build? Here's the link: impactproperties.co.uk/studio build. Side by side with that, those of you who want to go and get the key resource for today's show, the link is also in the description right there: www.sourcingblueprint.com. Feel free to use that. I've got Mandy in the chat who says gift. I've got Remy in the chat who says gift. I've got Yogesh in the chat who says gift. I've got Mandy who says like, love it. Mandy who says fire, appreciate that. Mandy then says 6 a.m. Yogesh says 6 p.m. Thank you guys for letting me know the time that is ideal for you. Remy says VP, which means value packed. Mrs. Ikhinmwin says VP, value packed. You guys are getting the value from tonight's show. I love it. So with all of that being said, it's that time to let you guys know that you should go watch this video. This is our latest video that we released. This video is actually the answer to Yogesh and a few other people who have viewed, subscribed, and tuned in. In this video, I share with you guys the best apps you can use for your property investing journey. Go watch that video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, be a part of our community, and I will definitely, without fail, make sure that I see you on the next one. Samuel Ikhinmwin, your host. See you on the next one. Happy investing.